And we are live. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? JD Kent, 12 months, brother. 12 months, a whole year subbing, man. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man. And all those gifted subs you give us every time we go live, man. Thank you for that. That goes, I definitely remember all of that, sir. So we appreciate you. Okay, we're live, guys. I think we're good on sound. I think we're ready to rock here. So let's podcast. Here we go. And a 3 and a 2. Well, what's up, Guardians? Welcome to episode 351 of the newly branded Guardian Down Roundtable. Join me, Todd the Gator, and my co-host Kingsley Mack as we invite a rotating list guest host every week to join us at the Guardian Down Roundtable, where every gamer has a seat. Our mission's simple: to create a dialogue concerning topics and news that impact our gaming hobby, all while keeping a focus on our community. We go live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on my Todd the Gator YouTube and Twitch channels. That's TODDTHEGATR. And once a month, we do invite a new member from our Discord as well to pull up a chair and share their story with us. We are a live video show, but we have audio versions available every Monday morning, or late, according to Kingsley, late night on Sunday night for you Central and Western coasters out there in the U.S.
All Pacific.
Something like that. We love our live shows, though, but we love interacting with you guys. So everyone that is in our live chat tonight, we might have a few spicy topics tonight. So don't hesitate to put your comments or your takes or whatever in the chat, and we'll be sure to share them as long as they're within taste, and go from there. So I'm going to start with my co-host from the great state of Utah, Mr. Kingsley Mack. How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, doing good. But like you said, we invite everyone and pull up a seat. I haven't received my seat yet in the mail.
You haven't got your seat?
Box.
You didn't get the ticket stub? Come on, man.
Man, you're cheap on me. You give the seats to the guests, but not me. Yeah, I'm glad to be here once again.
You know, one night we just should have just me and you and just talk and just BS and talk about ourselves and, you know, things that people may not know about us, all that stuff. We should probably
listen. No, that would be fun sometime.
It might be, yeah.
We love having the guests.
Exactly. Well, speaking of guests, our first guest, let's get through the introductions here. Our first guest, he was back on our show in October of 2019, episode 14, titled "The Doctor Is In." He's one half of the Potato Thumbs podcast that just released its 452nd episode, and they've been podcasting way longer than us. This is his 11th visit back on our show. I've also met this guy in real life, and I can tell you he is as genuine a person as you see him or hear him on his podcast. The man is from the great state of Minnesota. It's my friend, Mr. FluffyFingersMD. How you been, man? Doing all right?
Hey guys. My name is FluffyFingersMD. I am one of the many hosts on the DPS podcast. That is a podcast where we talk about playing different video games and Adirondack chairs. I actually live in the great state of Michigan, just outside of Detroit. I am an avid Cub Scout, Eagle Scout guide. I have lots of opinions, and they're always right. And I think that Transformers are cool. I want to thank you for having me on tonight, Todd, as I have a lot of hot takes, and I think they're going to be very well received tonight.
You never disappoint me,
they will be correct.
You never disappoint me, man. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being on tonight, man. It's good to see you, man. It's good to catch up with you. It's been a while.
I'm excited, man. I haven't. It's been a minute since I've recorded with all of you, so yeah. I am very excited for that. Although I have been I've been catching up on podcasts lately, so I did listen to like probably 5 or 6 hours of DPS this week. so it's funny.
Sorry.
Because I haven't recorded with Rodimus in a while, but I feel like I've been listening to a lot of Rodimus this week, which is not a bad thing.
I love their show, man. It's been real good. Well, let's just get that introduction out of the way since we've already included him and impersonated him for our second guest co-host tonight. He's been of our community for over 4 years now. We heard from him, I guess, back on episode 160 titled Destiny 2 New Player Experience back in August of 2022. He's one of the co-hosts of the Dudes Playing Stuff podcast, DPS for short, which surpassed their 100th episode this past year. Well done, sir. That is the acid test for podcasters.
Yes.
If you need to fix something in your house, this is your guy. From the great state of Michigan, home of the 2026 men's double NCAA basketball national champions. He made me say that. It's Rodimus. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. I can't wait to talk with you tonight, man. I know you just had me on your show a few weeks ago, and I think from what I heard, a little mouse told me that Kingsley was just on your show.
Yes, he will be. Awesome. He was on this week, so he'll be released on Sunday.
Nice.
You can find that episode on the Potato Thumbs podcast from the great state of Minnesota. My co-host Admiral Nips will be on there with Kingsley and the guys.
That's great.
So,
yeah. we miss Nips. I've been trying to get him on the show. Every time I check in with him, he's like, "Well, I got to do my chemo visits here, and then I got to do this check, and then once I'm past this, I'll be good." So I'm like, okay, no sweat, man. Whenever you're ready to come on the show, we'll be here waiting for you, brother. Yeah, shout out to Admiral Nips. We're always thinking of that guy. Thank you guys for coming on tonight. I mean, I don't know, but this is a little fun fact I found out tonight. We have 4 podcasters amongst us here, and I counted it. Between the 4 of us, we have over 1,200 episodes that we have, well, individually adding it up, published to the world. I think that's awesome. 1,200 episodes between the 4 of us here tonight. I mean, talking about Kingsley's Guardian Hub as well, back when he podcasted his own show too. So I thought that was pretty awesome, man. It should be a good show tonight. I'm looking forward to this tonight.
Did you include Triple D in that number?
Triple D.
It's our Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
No. I didn't count those. You don't number your podcast, Rodimus. What's up with that, man? I'm like, I'm trying to look at, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to count every podcast, but I know you guys exceeded 100. I think I was 101 or something like that.
Yes. Nice. I have a list of them now because there was one point where we got screwed up and we didn't know what episode number we were on. So, but
the only reason why I like numbering the episodes is if, like I have members that I know of that go back to our website and watch past episodes, especially with interviews of certain gamers. And all I need to tell them is, hey, it's episode 160. Just go back to 160, and they can go to the search bar on our website, and boom, there's the episode. It pops right up. So, by the way, I just want to give a shout out to Rona Red Lion. He mentioned that to me that our website was not finding all the episodes. I mean, we've got 350 now on that site, and I contacted. I use Podpage, by the way. Shout out to Podpage. You basically give them your RSS feed and they automatically crank out a website. Now, of course, you got to tweak it all with artwork and stuff, but I texted Brandon. Within minutes, he texted me back and said, all right, what's the problem? What's going on? And within minutes, it was fixed. So if you've been trying to access past episodes on our website, that's all been fixed now. So just want to give a shout out there to Podpage. They really jumped on it and took care of us.
Some poor intern just got fired because of it.
No. It was actually a player problem. Apparently something with the player was not functioning right. And I don't know any of that stuff, man. So I just said, that's why I pay you guys to do the website maintenance and stuff. It's really cool. You pay a yearly fee and they do all the updating automatically with your episodes. It even imports videos if you want. It's really cool, but this isn't an ad for Podpage. I'm just shouting out Podpage because they've done us so well over these probably 3 years now. We've been with them. So but how's everybody doing, man? I know it's been a while since I've seen you two. Kingsley, is the weather changed? At least we got to do a weather report, man. Is it Kingsley?
Weather's boring right now.
Utah's boring? What do you mean? Is that 50s? Boring 50s?
Guess again.
Oh, 60s.
Yeah, 60s to 70s today.
Nice.
Just boring.
Nice.
It's more interesting when we're warmer than you. That's when it's interesting.
That's definitely it. But it's been, dude, we've had, my buddy Warcry came down here for a cheer competition with his daughter. And he said, dude, it's like hurricane force winds he's in Daytona Beach. It's like hurricane force winds here right now. I said, no, yeah, let me explain what's going on. We're very much like England. We got a lot of weather floating around us from the ocean. We got a low in the south. We got a high pushing down from and what it does, it squeezes those winds, and those winds are just like blazing across Central Florida right now. So we're getting like 50-mile-an-hour winds on the beach, and it's really unreal. But yeah, shout out to my buddy Warcry in Florida this week.
Yeah, actually, St. Louis was warmer than you guys today. Maybe I will post the picture.
Dude, it's been nothing but rain for the last 3 days, which is great for me because I it gives me a chance to catch up and play some Arc Raiders and actually have fun and play and not have to work. But it's all gonna hit the fan tomorrow when the weather returns. So the march goes on. But
yeah, we hit 71 up here today
in Michigan.
Yeah.
Damn. Look, there's the
there it is. There's
supposed
the weather in Discord.
Weather for today.
Nice, man.
Could be plus or minus a little bit. Don't take it for gospel, but
it's about on par. It did rain today for a little bit, so the sun came out. And...
Okay, we'll take that. Well,
look at that. It's like warmer to the northwest of you right now, like St. Louis and Memphis.
Well, we're supposed to clear up tomorrow, and it's supposed to be back to normal weather. And we're supposed to be at 91 the end of next week. Man, that was so much for spring, right? Spring's gone.
Keep that bullshit down there.
Really, 91 is rough. 85 is comfortable because it's still humid. It feels like 90 sometimes, but man, 91 is, you're getting up into the uncomfortable going through 2 shirts a day kind of thing. So anyway.
So Todd, I had to count because you were talking episodes. We have 476 published
the hidden episodes. Only the OG crew knows about them, right?
Yeah, like because we have like no, we don't have hidden episodes, but we have like just spin-off episodes. Like we were doing like what's your meta episodes like little fun episodes, or we just tried different things over the years. But I wanted to look because I was like, I know the number that it says like for our episode is off by like 20 or 25.
Holy crap! So you have even more than you have almost 500 episodes in.
Yeah, 476, and then to Danger's point, at least 2 of them were completely lost and never made it. So they like one of
hold on, I gotta make sure I'm recording. I gotta make sure I'm now you got me knocking on wood, man. I'm getting paranoid here now. I was just gonna tell you, we've never had an episode that didn't record.
Yeah. I think we had one Run the Jewels episode where we were talking about albums 3 and 4, and we recorded that episode for almost 4 hours, and it got lost because that was back in the Skype days, and so we used a program to record the Skype call, and transposing it from a temp file to a regular file, it got lost, and I searched and I couldn't find it. I found it later due to file size, but I couldn't find the temp file when I was searching for temp files the next week. And then we had 2 episodes over the last 9 years. One of them we just forgot to record, like we never brought the bots in. We just stayed in the green room and started talking, and like 2.5 hours went by, and we're like, God damn it. We had one where we were like an hour into talking, and then we're just like, oh shit, we never brought the bots in, and we just brought them in for like a short episode. And then we definitely had one where we totally just forgot to record altogether. So yeah, fun times.
That sinking feeling when you, even if you go back and recycle, in your recycle bin or whatever in your computer, and you're like, it's not there. I recorded a video episode with a gentleman who had a heart attack. This was on my 50 years experience show, and he couldn't wait to see the video. His family really wanted to see. Me and him were Skyping back and forth, and I looked. I thought maybe I put it in the wrong folder or something, and I that sinking feeling when you're like, you got to go tell this guy that I don't have the video footage. I had the audio. I captured it on a separate device. I always record 2 things at once.
Yeah.
But man, that sinking feeling when you can't find it in your computer and you're like, I don't tell this guy. But he's agreed to come back on my rebrand. So he's going to come back. He's going to tell the story all over again on YouTube. So it's going to be cool.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
It's probably good to put some time in between that too. It's really hard to like record the same thing the same week. Like you lose a lot of that energy and stuff. I will say though, I really am happy that like the Craig bots got handed off to a new dev because they like the old dev that had it did an okay job, but they didn't really care as much about the bots. And the new guys that took it over a couple years ago actually like put in the time for that software. And so it's really nice to run three bots and just have your stuff just saved somewhere and never have to worry about losing it. Like it's a nice convenience. It's a nice age that we live in.
We almost lost one because I forgot to download the episode, and I'm like,
in time,
oh shit, I got like an hour. Someone to go download. I'm not home. Someone download this for me.
We do pay the Patreon just to throw them a little bit of cash. So I think we get them for a month. So it's a little bit. Yeah, it's not much that we pay them.
It was worth paying for it when I did it too. Yeah,
it's funny you should say that. I was on the Blueberry Lounge podcast, and Sweaty was streaming live, and he didn't realize he stopped streaming, I guess. And I was in the Discord. He had his two bots in there, Craig and the other one, and T-Arc, and all of a sudden they go beep, and he's talking to the crowd. You know, he's going on with the podcast, and I wanted to say something. I just messaged him. I says, I think your bot's left, dude. And he realizes that, so he had to take the recording from his OS, you know, his open broadcaster software, which that's my backup as well. But I always record directly to a WAV file in my Rodecaster Pro here, which is always a little bit better quality. But yeah, it was weird. We were speaking of bots. I was like, dude, your bots just left. Are we still having a show right now? He goes, well, I am live, so we're gonna do it live. So
yeah, there's been not to just derail this whole podcast thinking about bots, but
we're gonna be derailed tonight. We already are.
There's been
already looking at
Discord
this
has made changes. Like Discord's made changes to their bots and what they're allowed to do and their bit rate and bandwidth over the past 2 years. So these guys that are running it now, they do a good job of keeping that up to date. And they have 3 bots that you can have, and they're all on different servers now, where G-Arc and Craig used to be the same server.
Oh, okay.
And so you couldn't pull them into the same live show right away. Anyways, so we run 3 because occasionally just be not necessarily because of the bots, but more because of Discord, it will kick one of them out. Yeah. And so when we're running 3, we always have something there, right?
Well, he did go back and try to get him activated, and it said of all times to have maintenance, they were doing maintenance on the bots at that time, so he didn't have any choice.
He should have had the 3rd one too. They don't do maintenance the same time on the 3rd one.
He only uses 2, but
that's on him because they tag the community every time they do maintenance. It's well in advance. It's never a surprise thing.
Well, I definitely want to dive in and talk with you guys, and we'll do that later in the show. But what's on the show tonight? You may be asking. Well, first, I'm going to mention an article I ran into concerning the microchip shortage that's looming soon here. And one company in America has a solution that could rebalance the entire country's dependency issue. It could also redraw the lines, how the foreign powers have their influence on all those markets, right down to your phone, even your computer or your gaming console, so to speak. So next, Kingsley's going to dive into a topic that's been giving us pause when it comes to AI. I'll let him explain that to you when we get into that. And then next, we'll take a break from the discussion, check in with our weekly Bungie Roundup, where we'll highlight any news and information concerning Bungie and Destiny 2. Then it's on to topic number 3, where Rodimus here is going to explain why gamers have ruined video games. I cannot wait to get into this subject. And then finally, I'm going to wrap things up. I'm going to go back to the spinfoil hat department, guys, and discuss why the next Destiny game needs to follow in the footsteps of a certain gaming genre out there. And I'll explain why a little bit later in the show. And then after that point, we're going to shift into our catch-up segment with everyone, share any highlights of their week, what they've been gaming, what they've been playing, what's been going on in their lives. And then if we have time, we'll answer some questions from our community. I believe we have a few for Rodimus out there. So we'll be sure to get into that before we leave tonight. And then if you do have a question, by the way, and you're in the live chat tonight, be sure to go to our Discord. That's discord.gg/Guardian Down Roundtable. The invite has changed. It's not Guardian Down Cast anymore. And then enter it in our podcast questions channel, and we'll be sure to see that as the show goes on tonight, and we might read it aloud on the show tonight. So then at the very end, as a nod to Rodimus and his Dudes Playing Stuff podcast, I'm going to do a top 10 list for something we can all appreciate these days, or maybe not, depending on how you see it. All right, so if everyone's ready, let's roll. All right, let's get into it here. All right, this is going to be a real brief topic. I just wanted to kind of start things off a bit, and then we'll start rolling here. All right, here we go. All right, first thing I want to jump into and start the conversation tonight is I found an article concerning that looming chip shortage that you guys remember the pandemic years and all the chip shortages we had. I remember when you had to use bots to buy your PS5 because they were only releasing certain quantities of them when Sony was doing that. But anyway, according to experts, we are again in a fragile position when it comes to microchips. Everything from our phones, computers, gaming consoles, even our cars all need to run on chips. Not to mention the biggest purchaser of chips today is AI. The AI companies out there. It is imperative that the U.S. have a steady supply of these little things. So right now, the largest chip producer is a company called TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which is based in Taiwan. And as everyone knows, it's very, very close to China right now. There's been a lot of controversy about, you know, what's going on over there in the South China Sea, and the tendency for all that could get pretty boiled and heated. But companies design the chips for their products. Like Apple designs their chip, and then they send everything to TSMC to be manufactured. But there's a company out there that can see a bottleneck in its future supply, and that is Tesla. Mr. Elon Musk has created the largest project ever, and it's already started, by the way, for his company called Terafab. It's a $25 billion joint project between Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI, and Musk is calling it a step towards, quote, galactic civilization. I know he always likes to be dramatic with his projects. But here's how it's going to work. Musk claims that the existing suppliers like Samsung and TSMC, they just can't scale quickly enough to meet the demand for the 1 to 200 billion chips he's going to need for his cars and these Optimus robots he's going to be making. The facility is going to be based in Austin, Texas, targeting a monthly output of, listen to this, 1 to 2 million 2 nanometer wafers, basically dwarfing what TSMC does right now. But here's the pivot though. 80% of Terafab's compute output is intended for orbital satellites, where Musk believes that space offers 5 times more solar irradiance, solar power, and more efficient cooling because it's in a vacuum. And so that helps answer the power and water source questions that we've been talking about with AI, that they're draining the U.S.'s power grid and all that stuff. So if this actually happens, it could mean a total disruption of the global semiconductor supply chain, and certainly put us, the United States, on the map as a new chip industry leader out there. But here's the reality check. Musk does lack semiconductor experience, and he has a history of missing those aggressive timelines he always throws out, like his revolutionary battery day that he had back in 2020. I'm curious what you guys think about all this. I mean, Musk is the richest person in the world. I think he's valued at $3 trillion now. Do you think he can pull this off? Or is this a bunch of just puffery? I mean, you're kind of in the field, Fluffy. What do you think, man?
I think that he's not going to do it with people. I don't think that you know, if he wants to make chips at that rate in Texas, there's a reason why people go to China and other areas for manufacturing. It's because of how we have, you know, basically shoveled the industry that way. Yep. You know, we've said it's okay. We speak with our wallets. You know, that's just kind of where the corporations have gone. So like, assuming that it's, you know, fully automated or very close to fully automated, I don't think production is an issue then, right? You take out that human element, you can get a lot more done. And, you know, I know people that worked at Tesla, and I just like, I definitely think that, it's not somewhere that it's not a boss that you would want to work for if you care about a work-life balance.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So like getting into an industry where he can produce things without humans and their emotions and their needs to sleep and eat and not work 24/7 get in the way. I think that opens some doors. And I think with the way AI and technology is going, you know, it's very possible that he could pull something like that off. I mean, there's a reason he's in Texas, right? Texas is letting him keep his money. There's a reason he moved out of California. California wanted to tax his money, right?
Good point.
Yeah, of course he's going to build it in Texas. He gets to keep more of his money that way.
That's a good point. Rodimus, you got me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fluffy.
Just one last thing. Yep. I do fear that he is just slowly building a satellite satellite shield around the Earth, and we will no longer be able to leave this fucking planet. So
he does want to go to Mars. He does want to go to Mars. So maybe it's part of all that big plan, grand plan. I don't know. I mean, it sounds so grandiose, man. And I didn't even think about that, Fluffy. I didn't even think that it probably will be mostly automated. Didn't even think about that part of it. So yeah, Rodimus, you got any opinion on any of this?
I do, and I'm trying to figure out how I can say it to be as non-political as possible.
I got you.
I'm not a big fan of his personally.
Mm-hmm.
If he can pull it off, kudos to him, right? There's a need for chips, and in society, everything you think about it, your phone, your cars, your computers, your gaming consoles, you need these chips. But I remember when he first brought out Tesla, or even like the Cybertruck, he's like, I'm going to bring all these out, and they all failed. They're not holding up. So my worry about that, yes, he's going to mass produce these chips, but are they going to hold up?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, all right, let me ask you, let me pose it to you this way, because I'm not a fan of him either. Would you rather face Elon Musk as the United States, or would you rather face the leader of China? You know, when it comes to our semiconductors in the future.
Other options.
I understand there's other options. It's very tenuous, Kingsley. It's very tenuous right now.
I don't think either of those people give a shit about us general. Like Keon. Like let's
you don't
be
think
fair.
So?
Like
I don't know.
Just he's in the US.
That's a false equivalency argument, Todd.
Yeah, and also like we have to remember he's not the person really doing it. He's the person with the money. He didn't make Tesla. He didn't make SpaceX. True. He didn't do these things. Other people that work for him did these things where he bought the companies. Yeah. So like, he's just the face, right? He's just the puppet with the money. He's not the one making it happen.
Get that.
I mean, he is, but he isn't. You know what I mean?
But I mean, he does have to have the vision to make it happen. I'm not defending the guy, but I'm just saying
he has to pay for
smart businessman. Do I really think that he's smart enough to do all of this on his own thinking?
Yeah.
No. He has surrounded himself with a group of people that he probably pays very well to do all these things that he wants to get accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get that.
Absolutely.
Well, I didn't want this to become a popular, a political thing at all, but I figured it was on there. It was literally on the tech sector.
Like the man himself. So,
yeah, I get that, man. I get that.
But there is definitely a chip shortage, and there's a need for it. As far as coming from China or him, I don't think it really matters. With any of that. So
I got you, man. Kingsley.
I think too. Like, sorry. It's important to like read.
Oh shit.
With the large language.
Hold on a sec.
The chips that we're talking about now aren't necessarily what we're going to be using going forward, right? So like, there's potential that they're, for instance, they're figuring out new ways for RAM to work, right?
Right.
With
AI.
They encoded some stuff on glass the other week.
That's crazy.
Using the air behind it. Yeah. Like there's all sorts of craziness going on right now that's beyond like the typical human comprehension, right? Because we have this tool that's assisting us in figuring out problems. So like the giant factory that he wants to build and all this stuff, like it's going to take time to like build that factory, to get those machines in there, to get that footprint, to do all the paperwork and all that other stuff to get that rolling, right? By the time that happens, like what does the demand even look like?
I don't know.
Know what I mean? Like
here's the thing though. I don't think these super data centers that are sucking all of our power, making it more expensive for everyone to have power in their house, I don't think that's the way. I like this solar irradiation way of, I don't know how he's going to beam it from his satellites down to whatever, but I guess he can do whatever with satellites. I don't understand how how that's going to connect, but I don't know. I guess he's talking about his compute power, right? So he's going to power everything by the sun and space, and the computers are going to be in the satellites. I don't know. It sounds like Star Wars to me, but I'm not technical enough to understand how realistic that could be, but maybe the man himself could explain. What do you think about this?
You got a vision, take it, run it, do what you can,
sure.
Right?
Sure.
But I think that the AI data centers that are trying to be popped up, and then they're trying to pop up a lot here in Michigan, and they are not going very well for these companies. The communities they're trying to go into are boycotting them and do not want nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to delay some of that stuff too with the AI.
True. How do we power it? Correct. I mean, they're talking quantum power, quantum computing and stuff, and maybe coming up with a different power source. I don't know, but Kingsley, I wanted to include you in this, man. What do you think of all this?
One quick statement. The one thing you can definitely count on, and it happens all the damn time, is that Microsoft will fail you wherever you're at, even on Earth or in space.
All right, Rodimus.
Them on Artemis 2.
Rodimus, just tell me where Windows touched you, okay? Just tell me, okay, and we'll fix it. I'm just kidding. On
their PC devices, Microsoft wasn't working for them, so I found that funny.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I heard about that part. Yeah, Kingsley, what do you think, man?
All right. Yeah. So first of all, there's a lot of like different things going on in this story, and to me, I don't even see it being necessarily mostly an AI thing. If we go back and talk about these types of chips in the Taiwan issue, these are microprocessor chips. AI is mostly using GPUs and RAM. Not saying they're not using microprocessor chips, but I think this is mostly marketing, gimmicky stuff. Not like we don't have a need for these. Now, if we take AI out of the equation, yes, we've always been in a tenuous spot with TSMC, Taiwan, just having things there. And yes, it is a good idea to build more production. Guess what? We've already been doing that some. Intel has some factories that are being spun up in the US soon. So it's not just our Lord and Savior, Mr. Tesla. But I
didn't want to make it political. It was just an article I read, guys.
Hey, I'm not saying anything.
Okay. I agree with you guys. Man, but, we're talking everyday things.
It's more of a tech article.
People can't get upset about that.
I got you.
Because that was the next point I was going to make.
Yeah.
Just on a track record, statistically speaking, he doesn't have a good track record. Yeah, really cool ideas, but they can't be spun up to the level that he claims, and there's usually a lot of flaws too.
Yeah.
And so I give this a 70% chance of not being anywhere near what he's claiming.
Okay.
And it's just kind of absurd and silly, in my opinion. I mean, I think like, look, we want more chips building the microprocessors everywhere, but that's what I'm saying. There's other options. It doesn't have to be just Taiwan or just Elon Musk. We already have some other things going, and use other countries too, other than Taiwan, which we are a little bit. There's a little bit of stuff going on in India and a couple other countries.
Okay.
So it's not just Taiwan.
Right.
In fact, companies have been doing this. Apple even announced that they're bringing even more production of some of their computers to the U.S. and other markets, not just Taiwan. So it's a great idea, but it sounds like 70% floof to me.
Star Wars.
And also, again, like Fluffy was saying, and even right now, most of these chips that are these microprocessor chips aren't the biggest bottleneck in AI. It's the GPUs and the RAM. Right. So I don't even know what he's saying. It's like he sounds like he's just trying to say, we're going to fix AI like this, but then the people that know better are like, well, these aren't the same chips. Now, maybe they're moving to a different type of chip. But then again, 10 years from now, when the factory's up and running, we might have another different chip. So I don't know. It's a lot of floof.
You just sparked something for me that I think is maybe we're just looking at this wrong.
Okay.
Like we're approaching the story as how is Elon gonna save the United States? And let's be honest, like Elon does not care about saving the United States. What does Elon care about saving?
Himself,
his money.
Yes.
So I think really what you have to ask yourself is, what is the angle for making the largest microchip factory in the United States? And like, if you start going down that road,
tax breaks, things like that.
That's true.
All of a sudden, you start getting government contracts.
There you go.
You start getting tax breaks. Yeah. You start getting chummy with the people that help you make more money. You make more money. Like I think that like that is, talking floof, like that is probably exactly on point. Like this is a selling point, a marketing point, but the real like reasoning behind it is there's probably a huge financial incentive for them to do that. And then in his current position with the government, he probably has some sort of angle where it's very lucrative to do that versus like if I tried to start a microchip factory.
Well, I mean, also, I'm sure there'll be a little bit of output for our military as well. So with the Pentagon, so I'm sure there'll be a deal there.
But
too.
the experience is my biggest concern too.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't, even people that think they understand, ask anyone who's ever worked like in a fab like Intel or TSMC or things like, look, you can't even claim you have the experience unless you've had like maybe a factory going for like 30 or more years.
Yeah.
And then you can build new factories and kind of have that experience. Like, how the hell is he going to magically have all the correct experience on a new factory? These things are so precise. I'm not saying it can't be done, but again, I give it that 70% chance of failing at some point, of like not reaching the output or having faulty chips. Yeah. If it could be done and then none of that happens, more power. I think that's awesome. Yeah. But I just don't think the experience will be there.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Intel tried to make another plant during the Biden years, I think, and they couldn't. I think they had to close it down, or the money wasn't there. Or, I'm trying to remember what.
No, there's
still trying to build one in Ohio,
and Micron. So I want to see more GPU and memory. And memory, Micron has a factory that's going to be opening in Idaho soonish within the next couple of years. But again, we want microprocessor chips in the US also, but if we can get like GPU fabbing going in the US, that's going to be huge. And RAM also.
Is it Micron the ones that just had that RAM breakthrough like last week?
Yeah.
Nice. So that's why I asked him last, because he's all in the news. He knows the latest stuff that's coming out. So that's why I left it.
It's an interesting one, though. I hadn't even really heard this story. And when you posted it, I was like, okay,
actually, this story,
it's a thing. It could happen. But
actually, this project started weeks ago, according to Musk, but I don't know what's actually happening.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, this was on one of my Apple feeds news, or it was Google News. I'm not sure. Two of my feeds I use, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So, hey, that was just an appetizer. I just wanted to get the conversation going.
Oh, real quick, just so I can leave it on a positive. I do think it's important for us to look at what we learned from COVID and supply chains. Mm-hmm. And I hope that we get away from the corporate greed model that we had going, and we do take time to look at like how it benefits us to have things in-house.
Yeah.
So like, that's cool, and I hope that for that reason they do go forward with everything.
Yeah.
And then maybe one day we'll all realize that we live on the same stupid rock of fire flying through the universe. Imagine and we'll stop bombing each other, and we'll just work on making cool factories so we have chips.
Like that plan.
For
all
everyone.
Right. All right, let's leave it at there.
Speaking of COVID shortages, did you see the plant that in Canada that got lit on fire by a guy with all toilet paper?
That was California, wasn't it?
I thought it was in Canada.
It was Ontario, California.
Oh, was it? Okay. Were you
Ontario is a city in California.
Yes, it is. I do know of
actually.
Yes.
Yep.
There might be a toilet paper shortage, just so you know.
Okay. All right. I'm done. All right. Hey, let's move on.
He's serious. Did you not see that, Todd?
Kingsley, this is why our show is going to go over 2 hours, man.
No, we have a lot of the toilet papers made in the Northwest too. I know some factories up there.
I get it. All right, I can tell already. This is going to be a tough bus ride tonight. I'm going to try to keep us on the road.
You think?
All right, I know. All right, that's what happens.
I mean, the point is, it's a round table, though, right?
Yes,
like
it
we're
is
supposed to discuss. Like, I'd much rather have us dig into these subjects, right?
You know, maybe we need to have fewer topics. Maybe Kingsley's. I know, Kingsley. You've already been telling me.
No, I think no. Have the same amount of topics, but be open to not talking about them. If you go deep into the other,
that's the same idea,
basic, right? Yeah. Like just because you have it doesn't mean you have to use it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, speaking of which, let's move on to our second topic tonight. That's Mr. Kingsley Mack. All right. Okay. We are back. And for our second topic tonight, we turn to Mr. Kingsley Mack. What did you want to talk about tonight, Mike? What's on your mind, man?
Yeah. We've obviously talked a fair amount about AI and stuff, and we have some pretty nuanced opinions. We talked about what we think it's good for and the things we're concerned about, like resources and stuff. And generally, I've had some pretty interesting things. And this is just an informational one again, but it is one more on the concerning side. And basically, the title is Cognitive surrender leads AI users to abandon logical thinking, research finds. Now, some of us may be like, well, duh. I mean, I even knew this ahead of time, but wait till you hear the details. Now, again, when we talk about AI, that can mean so many different things. I think AI is excellent for science, math, programming, logistics, stuff like that. But this is talking about people using chatbots and thinking they're getting the correct answers. Okay. So they ran an experiment. When it comes to large language models, powered tools, there's generally two broad categories of types of users. On one side are those that treat AI as a powerful but sometimes faulty service that needs careful human oversight and review to detect reasoning or factual flaws in responses. On the other side are those who routinely outsource their critical thinking to what they see as an all-knowing machine. Recent research goes a long way in forming new psychological framework for the second group, which regularly engages in what they call, quote, cognitive surrender to AI seemingly authoritative answers. The research also provides some experimental examination of when and why people are willing to outsource their critical thinking to AI. So there was a study done, and they had two different groups. They had one group, system one was shaped by fast, intuitive, and effective processing, and one was shaped by slow, deliberative, and analytical reasoning. And on the onset of AI systems, the researchers argue has created actually a third group called artificial cognition, which decisions are driven by external automated data-driven reasoning originating from algorithmic systems rather than the human mind. So I guess you can see, like, yeah, I mean, when we've been using Google and stuff, we've typically in the past generally trusted the answers. And oh yeah, we look up something like, what year did so-and-so come out? And then, okay, we're generally going to trust that answer. But the problem with AI is there's these bigger answers and these bigger chain and line of reasoning that when it's presented in a very authoritative way, if the AI sounds confident, then a lot of the second group of users will think it's correct without generally knowing if they need to do some extra research or not. Here's the stats. Let me go here, right here, 1 second. Okay, first of all, in their experiments, the researchers provided participants with optional access to an LLM chatbot that had been modified to randomly provide either inaccurate answers to one group or accurate answers to the other half. The researchers hypothesized that users who frequently consulted the chatbot would let those incorrect answers, of course, override their intuitive and deliberative process. But it was surprising how much. Basically, in one study, an experimental group with access to this modified AI and consulted it for help with 50%. When AI was accurate, so this is AI giving the correct answers in that one test group, the users accepted that reasoning about 93% of the time. So I find that even interesting too, because that's saying like they're getting the correct answers, but there's still that 7% of people they're like, maybe I should double check this, or maybe they're not sure about the answer. But when they were presented with the incorrect information, the AI was the purposeful faulty group, users accepted it 80% of the time. And that was giving them false answers, but they accepted it 80% of the time, showing that the mere presence of the AI frequently it displaced internal reasoning, according to the researchers. So unsurprisingly, the AI using experimental group did much better than the brain-only control group, and much worse than the control when AI was inaccurate. Another thing that's interesting is the group that used the AI, because there was a third group that just used, they didn't use AI at all, but the group that used AI scored 11.7% higher on a measure of their own confidence of the answer. So, they're using the AI, you're like, okay, someone asks you, how confident are you the answer? You feel 11.7% on average more confident using the AI. But in another study, adding incentives, like the AI is like quicker, so they respond a little bit quicker, and use language like, we're sure this is the answer, and stuff like that, it rose to 19%. So that really shows how if you use certain language and certain quickness at the end of AI, humans will think it's more accurate based on how quick it is and how much of a nice, we are sure they say at the end. Because, sometimes there's those stories of the LLM chatbots. They're like, we're sorry, that was, let's help you again, right? And then it's kind of like, oh yeah, AI is being dumb or whatever. But if they were to change it and be like, oh yeah, this is for sure the answer, then people just assumed it was the answer. So long story short, I mean, to me, this is interesting. I mean, I always kind of know this, even back in the day. I've been on the internet forever, and I'm a very logical and fair person. And even when I read stuff online, even back in the 90s and stuff, I'm like, I'm not sure this is right. I just like correct information, and I'll research other sources. I'll go to sites like Snopes. I'll check things out, and I will be like, I don't care what my personal political views are. I just want correct data. And even if it goes against what I'm personally thinking, I just want the data. And so I would be probably the type of person, even I might be part of that 7%, who knows, that even when it's giving correct answers, I might want to double check it. But I'm a little worried for us as a society if we really start trusting LLM answers more, and if people just aren't going to do independent research. What are your thoughts?
What do you guys think?
I mean,
people are dumb.
Yeah,
people are dumb
too, man. Like the chatbots are trained on what we have out there for them digitally, right? Like, so if it's digital, that's something that they're training on. And people are like wrong every day, all the time. I'm gonna say wrong stuff tonight. I guarantee it. Like we're just going from trusting books that we trust because a bunch of people said that this is the answer to, a convenience, right? Or,
well, I mean,
I'm not surprised people blindly listen.
I mean, it's kind of laziness that you don't double check your answers.
I have been a little surprised how quickly some people have adopted it. Because I feel like, and yes, there's a lot of people that don't like AI and they haven't adopted it, but like, I feel like when I've seen, again, the history from me being a kid and internet adoption and things like that, even like people accepting Google for answers was slower than this. But then the people that have gone into AI, they've gone fast, and they use it so much that it's just kind of like they don't even question it. At least some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I have a really good friend who works at a bike shop, and I picked up my bike from him this week. And we were just catching up because I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And so we were just catching up, and he was telling me, I don't know how we got on the subject of AI, but he made a comment about how like people are constantly bringing in bikes because they ask like an AI large language model how to do maintenance on their own bike, which is super awesome, but it just gives them like totally inaccurate specs.
Yeah.
And so they're like, they're trying to like wrench on their bike and do the right thing. And he's like, dude, it's almost every day that someone's bringing in a bike, and they're like, I was trying to do this. I don't know why it isn't working. Like, these are the specs that I was looking at. And like, it can happen, man.
I don't know why my spoke broke. I kept cranking on it, on it, and it just popped like a guitar string. I didn't understand it. It said to do it. It's this many foot-pounds. Yeah. It's crazy, man. What do you think, Rodimus?
You have to take everything with a grain of salt, even if you have that crazy neighbor who's like this conspiracy theorist or whatever. You're always going to double check your work. I think AI in general, can be very dangerous to certain people in certain situations, but can also be good, used for the good. So it's kind of like that 50-50 balance. It's got to be careful with it. I honestly, I treat my AI bot like shit because I'm trying to screw up the algorithm with it. Like, no, that's not the answer I want to hear. I want a different answer. And it struggles sometimes to give me a different answer.
Really?
Just once. But I'm a Bing guy, so I use Bing instead of Google.
I got you.
So
hey, you said you can't trust Microsoft.
You can't.
He said.
I get rewards points, and it pays for my daughter's robot.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. There you go. It's funny. I was checking something. I can't remember what I was checking. I use Gemini 3, and I think I like the bot. I think it's pretty good. And what it does for me is it just eliminates a lot of extra reading. Like summarizing things, because our time is so limited when we're on the internet these days. Like I'll watch a video and I'll go, man, that was a great video. I'd like to talk about that in the show, but I can't sit here and watch it again 38 minutes long and write notes every time I hear something. I'm just going to copy and paste the YouTube video, throw it into Gemini and say, hey, listen, I like this video. I want to talk about it on my podcast. Condense it into speakable points for my podcast in the style of my speaking and writing. And it of course has samples of my writing and speaking. And it's pretty close. It's pretty close, and it does it in 35 seconds.
You remember me noticing it was way off a few times.
Well,
like that sounds like that was
but
AI.
I just noticed something. You can actually, it has a drop-down menu on your answers. You can export it to docs or do all kinds of different things. It has another button that I never remember seeing. I don't know if it's new or not. It says double check answer or double check. And what I like about Gemini, at least, I can't speak for Claude or any of the others out there. It will list on the far right corner all of the websites that it drew that knowledge from. Not for condensing stuff, but if I'm asking it a question about something, it gives you websites of experts that it pulled from, and you can go click those websites directly on the page and see if in fact that is what they're saying. So,
and do you?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
So, disclaimer: this may not be true.
Oh, of course. Of course. I mean,
it's good what you.
Did you notice our news feeds now are all generated by AI? I never knew that. I thought people were writing articles and then they were posting them to Google or something. No, there's an AI bot that actually knows what you like to talk about or listen to, and it automatically does it, because at the end of everything I read in my news feed, it says generated by AI. And I'm like, what the hell? Really?
They're not all. I still read tons that are not.
Yeah. It's getting there though.
Sources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were we going to say, Kingsley?
I think what you bring up a good point about the sources, though. See,
yeah,
and I use this a lot with my professional business,
right.
But I've always been doing this, and I want to make sure I have the right answers, because even a long time ago, message forms, people are going to give stupid answers like something's wrong technically on a computer, and maybe something I haven't run into before. You go to the message forums, and people are like, oh, it's for sure this. I'm like, and with my 25 years of experience, I'm like, no, it is for sure not going to be that.
So funny you should say that.
So I will have to basically, before I'm confident on an answer, if it's something I haven't run into before, I'll need to have at least 2 or 3 confirmations from different places before I feel confident. I'm not just going to do AI. I'm not just going to do one website. I kind of need to look a few places. And if I can't get an answer that I feel confident from multiple sources, then I know in my mind, plus when I talk to the customer later, well, we're not sure on this yet. And they may be like, but AI said, no, trust me, we're not sure on this yet.
Confirmed.
I think there's such different levels of information. And so for some things, you might ask it a stupid question. You know what I mean? Like, how big is the tail on a blue whale? Or just something silly. And if it tells you, if it gets the unit of measurement wrong, maybe no one's going to be impacted, right? It's the answer is it's really big. Okay. You know what I mean? Either way, but if it's more precise, or if the information you're looking for is more important, that's when it makes sense to do more work for your answer, like Kingsley is saying, right? If it's a business or it's something impactful.
It all goes back to critical thinking and knowing how to disseminate information. Even back when we only had books, it was the same thing. Like people have said,
It's the number one reason why I don't answer pest questions on Nextdoor anymore. People will say, what is this insect? And I'll say, that is an assassin bug, for instance. You'll get so many people that chime in that are flocking to Google images and saying, oh no, that's a stink bug, or no, that's this kind of bug. And who do you know who to believe? I don't want to sit there and have to verify that I've been in the pest management industry for 35 years. And that's the reason I know what this insect is. I just shake my head and just move on. Someone called about fleas in their backyard, and it's a lot of sand. And how should I treat this? And I said, well, you need to have a professional come out, and we can apply an adulticide and then use a growth regulator and blah, 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 blah. And, all of a sudden the whole chat jumps on me. Oh, we shouldn't be using pesticides in our yard for fleas. I said, then fine. Let the fleas overtake your house then, and tear your dogs apart where they're tearing out their fur because they have flea allergies, whatever, But someone was telling them you can use salt and pepper or something. I'm like, seriously, people? Seriously, salt and pepper to control a flea that's been here longer than us? Anyway, I'm sorry, I might have
Well,
gotten
your
off.
problem is not AI. Your problem is getting involved in those message boards.
I know. My wife tells me. My wife's already. That's why I don't. That's why I don't answer them. That's why I'll look at them and I'll go. I'll look at them and I'll go, yeah, that's that, and I'll just keep moving on. And I hardly even go to next door anymore, unless it's someone referring me, you know, that I've done a good job for them or something. And I want to make sure I give them thanks. But I mean, it's an interesting point, Kingsley. I mean, as long as our government leaders and our highest military ranks aren't fully believing what AI is telling them, then maybe it's a little bit not too much to worry about it this time. But I don't know, man.
No, dude, they're in every level of big business, and proud, you know, for sure, like military and military private companies, like they have their own large language models.
Yeah.
Like they have their own
customized ones. Yeah, I heard about that.
With their own prompts. I mean, there's a vendor that created it for them, but absolutely that technology is being used because they're using computers. Like it's everywhere, right?
Yeah. I keep going back to, what was that game? What was that War Games movie in the 80s? That's what I keep going back to, about how this computer takes over our Pentagon and starts threatening nuclear missile launches. And I never thought I thought that was so far-fetched back in the 80s when I watched it. But anyway.
Hey, guess what? I put that show as my movie on DPS.
Nice. War Games? Oh yeah, that's a very topical movie, man. That was a good ad.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that was a good ad. Yeah. Well, thanks, Kingsley. Appreciate that story tonight, brother. And yeah, that gets the conversations rolling along here in the tech sector, but we're definitely going back to gaming, guys. Don't you worry. First, though, before we go on to our third topic tonight, we need to check in with Bungie and see what's going on with them. So we'll do that right after this. All right, this is going to be very quick. You ready?
I think you should send me the notes and let me do the Bungie update.
Bungie.com.
Well, you'll see what I mean here. Yeah, JD Ken, I like that idea, man. The problem is we would never meet the timers. I see those guys on Pardon the Interruptions. That's one of my favorite shows on HBO. I love how they have like 2 minutes to talk about like 5 topics, and it's crazy, man. That's for sure. Okay, here we go. All right, as an homage to our roots as a Destiny podcast, we check in with Bungie, see what's new, if anything, in Destiny 2. So here we go. You ready? This week in Destiny for April 9th, 2026, Warlocks win again in the 2026 Guardian games. We do remind players that they'll have until April 14th reset to deposit your medallions to earn the Animal Instinct emblem, and it is really a nice emblem, by the way. The update looks forward to the return of Iron Banner on April 14th. I've already signed up for a group in the Owl Sector bot, so if you want to play some fun Crucible and earn a new Void auto rifle called Rogue Husk Pledge, it is I think it's a Void rapid fire auto rifle. I'm looking forward to this. So they're going to have Control and Eruption game modes. You can toggle between the two. And also, Bungie is highlighted the first round of winners of the Going for Guardian Games Gold Community Challenge and announced a new Humble Bundle partnership offering a comprehensive collection of Destiny 2 expansions to benefit the Bungie Foundation. So check that out. And that is it. That is it, boys. That was the shortest.
Not AI left stuff out. Just kidding.
I said summarize. All right.
No, I like it being short.
No, I mean, there's just not a lot to talk about right now in Destiny, guys. I know that Marathon did put another patch out too, and there's some patch notes. I think bubble shields, they're revamping bubble shields and some other things in there. I think the in-game weapon, the chemical glob weapon that was shooting, that was way overpowered, and I think they toned that down a little bit as well. So. But that's it, guys. That's all we have for Bungie this week. So we're moving on. We're keeping on going here because we got a lot to talk about, especially at the end of the show. So we are moving on to our next topic. All right. Oh, it's Rodimus's turn.
Here we go.
Hey, by the way, Dabod Hero, I got your DM, man. I haven't read it yet. So just want to let you know I did see it. I just got home late tonight, and I saw that you had sent me one, brother. I'll be sure to look over that tonight after the show. All right, here we go. All right, so now that we're all caught up with Bungie and its massive information dump this week. Let's shift gears and turn things over to Rodimus. What's on your mind, sir?
So I'm going to ask you this before I get into my topic. I'm going to ask you each the question. Why do you think gamers are ruining games?
Kingsley?
I don't know. I don't think they are.
I think we're a
I don't know what the bounds of that question even is yet, so it's hard to answer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep it vague. I think I don't think we're the how do I say this? I don't think we're
the problem,
the ultimate outcome for companies these days. I think today it's more about what investors can see and all about sales. I've talked about this in the past. I think we are basically mechanisms by which the shareholders get richer. So that's how I'll answer it. So Fluffy, I'll turn it to you, man.
I think people are peopling. Just a whole lot of peopling going on.
What's up, Sauce?
Very specific, sir.
Well, I mean, like we're crazy creatures. Like, what do? We're main character syndrome. There's a whole lot of main character syndrome. There's a whole lot of big egos, and it's really easy to be a shitty person online. And I think that it's easy for unintelligent, unenlightened people to seize that in whatever way they can. So that's why I think we're ruining games. I think just the easier it is to be toxic, not necessarily like to say something toxic, but like just I feel like people are less worried about like what it impacts than they were even 5 years ago, right? Like, I don't know, talking smack on, but I guess maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, because talking smack on Call of Duty has always been a thing.
Yeah.
But that was more funny than anything else, right?
Yeah.
And
oh, you were talking about that way
when we were younger.
I got you. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it definitely turned a lot of people off. Those toxic. Sometimes they were entertaining as hell, but usually they were just so bad.
Yeah.
Man.
So okay, so Rodimus, I'll sum it up to, I think there's a lot of main character syndrome, and I think a lot of people have really big egos about themselves.
Okay. So the reason why I'm saying gamers are ruining gaming, there's a couple different reasons. One is that you want a game to be a certain way, and if it's not your way, you're not going to play it, right? So prime example, any first-person shooter that is a Call of Duty type, everyone wants that game to be Call of Duty. So like Battlefield dropped its player base because they changed their model and they went to a more game style of Call of Duty. The stupid skins, all of that stuff. They tried to do their gameplay. People use Fortnite, build or no build. I think gamers as a whole ruin it more than they think they ruin it. So one of my examples is, why is Marathon getting so much hate at the beginning? I feel it's the people who are Bungie loyalists didn't want Marathon. They wanted a new Bungie Destiny shooter, right?
It's been going around.
So they're going to flock to the internet. They're going to shit talk the game before it's even out. They don't want to get sweaty with it because it's PvP as an extraction shooter. Part of that is I think they're a little late with their extraction shooter, but I feel most of the hate are from people who want Destiny 3 or a new Destiny type of game. So they're going to shit talk and burn Marathon to the ground in thinking that it's going to get them closer to what they want in a new Bungie game. And it's not going to happen. I also think the toxicity in gaming is a problem.
Yep.
So I know Fluffy plays a lot of ranked rivals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you get someone who's pushing their rank, the ones get to platinum or diamond or whatever the ranks are, but you get this person who comes in who's not very skilled, and I know they have different levels and stuff, but the pressure is on that person to be someone who they're not going to be. They're not going to be this A+ player. They may be a B player, but they feel they need to up their game somehow and be an A+ player because they don't want to take their team down to a lower rank.
So just to clarify the topic a little more, see, I'm so technical. I thought you meant the game itself, but it almost sounds like you're talking more like the experience.
I'm talking about players. I'm not talking about games, about the player base.
No, but you said the players are ruining games. Do you mean the game experience or the literal games itself?
It's kind of a little bit. It's a little bit of both, right?
Okay.
So, prime example, you get a game that launches. It's not what they want. What's going to happen to that game? They're going to review bomb it. They're only going to play an hour and like, oh, this game's not for me. It's not what I expected it to be. And they're going to shit talk the game to now into oblivion because it's not the game that they want it to be.
Yeah, and I think me and Kingsley addressed that a couple shows ago, how we think that people who review games should have so many hours in the game before they're allowed to, especially in Steam.
Which DPS has also, yep.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
We talked about that too.
Yeah.
And the other thing, if someone who is competitive and gets banned, what is that person immediately doing in that game?
They're going to go, but they're going to go shit talk the game, that's for sure.
They're going to make a new account and go back into the same bullshit that they were doing.
Yeah.
Right?
But people are sheep, man. Like it doesn't matter if the person has 20 hours in the game or not. Like it goes back to what we were talking about with AI before. It's just people not critically thinking. They're listening to one person and whatever their opinion is, they're just like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like they don't even care that they've only played like a half hour of the game, or they're paid by another company, so they're shitting on this game because they have a financial incentive to. You know what I mean? Like part of it is just people are dumb.
Yeah.
Well, then you have the player base where they get a game that, yes, the developers let them mod it, but they're modding that game to fit their niche, right? So they can't play the game as a whole to enjoy the game that was released to us. They need to alter that game for them to enjoy it. So is that the developer's issue, or is that the gamer ruining the game?
Well, as long as they're not ruining it for other people, I don't care what they do.
Yeah, I think mods I don't have a problem with. Like I got Borderlands 4 and I was playing it, but I quickly realized that I wasn't going to get into it because it just I wasn't in the mindset for like another game like Destiny at the moment. And Borderlands is a very similar looter shooter type feel. And I was playing with Rob and Val, and I loved playing when friends were on, but I found like solo play, I just did not care. I was thinking about playing other stuff. And I noticed one of the times that Val had a mod on when I was playing with him when he was hosting. And so I went and got mods for the game, and it made it more fun for the time that I played the game. And I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I did mod it because I did like a give me slightly better loot mod. And so I got to play with all the fun weapons that weren't boss specific weapons, but I ended up dropping the game really quickly. Like I didn't play the game very much longer. So without the mods, I would have never experienced it. The mods at least let me experience it. And I was only playing with friends when they were on at that point. So like I wasn't even tied into the story or anything, or probably wasn't going to see it through. I don't know, just a side story to think about when thinking mods. Like there could be positive.
I mean, there's positive. Like you can make mods in games like Baldur's Gate 3 is a very modded game based on D&D. So there's going to be stuff in that game that's going to enhance that game.
Yeah.
So there's good and bad with it, but just in general, I think gamers are ruining the content for other people. Like I'm going to tell Fluffy, "Hey, this game is shit. You shouldn't play it. Here are the reasons why." But then then I go to Kingsley, and Kingsley, oh, I love this game because of this.
Yeah.
But I think as a whole, people are sheep, but they're going to ruin the game for other people. You got their cyber stalking, you got the harassment online, you got the bullying, you got verbal abuse. Even like you get into like Discord communities, right? I've seen some very toxic Discord communities because people aren't following their ways.
I would like to talk about the toxic part before we get too far away from that. Is that okay?
Go for
absolutely.
it,
man. So you mentioned the rivals thing, and it's really funny that you're talking about toxicity and rivals. So in season and a half ago, I made it to the top 3% of North American PC players on Rivals. So like I hit GM, and at that time that was the top 3% of players, right? I would say on average, like I am somewhere between mid diamond and GM when I'm playing a lot of comp. And that's typically anywhere from like top 20 to top 15, top 10% of players, right? In North America lobbies and specifically PC. You see a lot of toxicity, and especially in the lower ranks of any PvP game. So the problem with rivals or games like that is when there's a rank system, they don't allow you to just play with anyone. So I can't like play with my friend who doesn't play ranked as often as I do because he's so many levels lower than me. And it's not necessarily because he's a bad player. It's like a time investment thing, right? That's how PvP ranks work.
It's the grind.
And you know, you obviously pick up game sense and practice makes perfect, but like also time is huge. You know, like with that being said, Rivals is a game where you have like it helps to make alt accounts, because that way when your main character is at a certain level, you can still go back to an alt account and run that character at a lower level and help your friends out of the metal ranks, out of the bronze and the silvers and the golds. And the main character syndrome that you see at those lower ranks, dude, and the toxicity is insane. And it's funny because I'll be playing in like high level lobbies and I'll go down and I'll jump in a game with a friend and I'll just play whatever the team needs. You know, I'm on an alt account. I don't care about my stats. I'm just trying to have fun with my friend. I'm going to fill whatever position needs to be filled, right? And I will sit and watch like people just play the entire game so poorly. You know, they're pushing without the team. They're dying and then they're spawning and they're running back out there and their whole team just died. So they're just solo running into 6 people and dying again, you know, or they just make mistakes because they aren't as coordinated, or they don't play enough, or they don't have the game sense, or they just can't aim. Like whatever it is, you just see the mistakes. You see the lack of game sense, but then they'll get on the microphone and just start berating the team that it was everyone else's fault that they just lost the game. And I have to sit there and not say anything because my alt account will get banned if I'm on voice chat or if I'm in text chat, like, bro, like trust me, this is not my main account. Like, you were the problem. Like, why are you know, so I just have to bite my lip and like watch it go down. And dude, you know, like it's the toxicity of that community has gotten to the point where I ended up this season just turning voice chat and text chat off completely. And I said, I don't care. I think callouts are great. I think callouts are the only way that you have a successful team game. But there's so many stupid people that play this game, and it's a free to play game. So it's very accessible to anyone, that like the toxicity ruins the game or adds anxiety that I don't want, or makes me play worse. You know, like if I start off a game poorly, I have less of a chance to recover by the end of the match, because now I'm worried about this dude who's either screaming in my ear or like calling me out in chat, right? And it's so funny because like turning voice chat and text chat off this season, I've noticed it's been slower to climb because I don't have the same call outs, you know, and I'm not communicating in a positive way with my team. But I've had 0 games where I'm like worried about my performance, because I'm back to, if I die, I respawn and I'm like, where's my team at? Where's this game at? What was wrong that happened? What mistake did I make? How could I have like not died there? And I go back out and I try and improve upon my performance. And you don't have this noise of like humans with emotional issues that, you know, that don't have a social network, that are taking it out on strangers online, are you know, putting out there.
Fluffy, you remind me so much of me playing Crucible, because I played a lot solo, and I would do the same thing. I would adapt to the team, and I turn my text chat, voice chat on my PS5 or my PC or whatever. I turned that stuff off long ago. You can't even you can send me a friend request maybe, but you can't send me a message unless you're part of my, you're part of my friends or my clan. And dude, I play so much better. Even sometimes I'll even play pretty good without even sound on, because I'm more visual then. It's like I'm playing as if I couldn't hear, which I think that's the reason some of the hearing impaired players out there are so damn good. But there's times when you can't hear a golden gun. You can't hear a golden gun light up, and you poke out there and you're dead. But I feel the same way, man. A lot of it is extra noise, and you got to remember it's a game. You tell me that, man. I get so serious playing Crucible, and you go, dude, you're playing a video game. Why are you getting so serious about this?
It's your free time.
Exactly, man. I tell you, you guys wouldn't even recognize me now. I am such a different person now that I've played so many different games now. No, I'm serious. No, if you,
everyone join his Iron Banner stream next.
Yeah, I'm going to be streaming Iron Banner. You'll see, man. I'm more about having fun and talking with everybody.
Yeah.
No, you can ask Warcry. I've definitely gotten a lot better. I mean, there's going to be some times when there's a close game and I'm like, shit, I should have done that. I can't believe you pulled that out. And shotgun user, it's going to happen. I do that because I'm frustrated at myself. But dude, I totally get that. I mean, I grew up with the Call of Duty lobbies, man, and I think kids can get mentally damaged playing that game at such a young age, because it is the gutter, it is the sewer of humanity. And you have people who cyberbully these kids playing Call of Duty. And I'll be honest, man, a long time ago, I got into it so bad. I still feel bad about this. I was bullying a young kid. It was on my team. No, in Call of Duty. And he was calling me out for using a noob tube. Remember that? Oh, using a noob tube. What the hell? And I started getting real serious with the kid, and I had to shake it, man. I was like, I'm getting sucked into this crap, man. I can't be this way. And that's when I turned chat, everything off. I don't want to hear from anybody. I can't do call outs. I used to be.
Well, it's funny though, Todd. Like Call of Duty banter doesn't get under my skin.
Oh, it does.
And I actually got upset when they changed it, because the second to last one that just came out, it came out so that you could talk to the enemy team and you could talk between games, and they changed that.
They brought it back?
It's different. I think it's different when you're yelling at the enemy.
Yeah.
But when it's someone on your own team and it's a team-based game, like we're Call of Duty, if I'm doing poorly, I feel less bad about it.
Right.
But if it's like a team-based game where everyone has roles and you're failing at your role and that's why your team is losing, the toxicity is I think it's worse. Or at least I perceive it as worse, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't.
No, I'm glad you brought it up, because I was trying to figure out what Rodimus was getting at with saying gamers are ruining games. I thought it was because maybe he thinks that people are buying shit games these days and they're adding to the problem.
No,
I honestly thought that's what you were going to talk about.
No, part of it is there's so many games now that come out compared to what was even 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But it's my way or the highway mentality, and we've sucked into it, right? When Destiny, for prime example, we wanted Destiny to go a certain way, and when it wasn't going our way, we would bitch about it weekly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So part of it is the gamers are like, well, this way, and they need to speak with their money. But in general, you think about review bombing, right? Who's at fault for that? It's the gamer. The gamer's review bombing a game. Do they need to put extra amount of hours into the game before they can review? 100%. But you have streamers who review bomb a game because they're not doing well. They're used to doing so well. Prime example.
Yeah.
Ninja with Marathon.
Yep.
Got fed up. He died by an AI bot.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
And he unloaded the game.
Saw that clip. That was so funny. Oh
right?
my God.
So I think that in general, gamers are ruining games for people. And just as you explained, talk about the toxicity, 73% of teens experience harassment before the age of 16. And that's
crazy.
not healthy.
It's not healthy.
Right? Just in gaming in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kids are jerks, man.
Well, kids are assholes.
Yeah. Kids are jerks.
And they think they know everything.
That's 100%.
And dude, we're all dudes. I think it's important to put that in perspective, because can you imagine being a female gamer like dealing with these guys.
You can
like
never
they don't
use your
even know
voice.
how to. They don't even know how to talk to other dudes. Like how do you think they're gonna act around a girl? Like,
Yeah.
But there are some female gamers out there that hold their own
Yes.
and give them
Oh,
more
yeah.
shit
They
than
do.
oh yeah,
straight.
no.
I know
Dude,
some
I'm not
female
saying-
streamers that
I'm
are
not
good.
saying anything about that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying they can't hold their own. I think most of the girl gamers that I've been or I hang out with or that are my friends are smarter than most of these dudes that are screaming into the microphone because they have emotional issues, right? Like, yeah, I don't know, man.
It's
So
yeah. Go ahead, Kingsley.
oh, go ahead.
No.
I
You.
I have a really interesting take on this because I feel like it's not even so much. So yeah, you say people sometimes trash games, and yeah, sure, that's not good in theory. But also for people to be able to say they like a game, there does have to be an ebb and flow that people are also allowed to say they don't like a game. So then it all comes down to nuances, and I think the more important thing, because it's so funny too, and some people will say something about they don't like a game. One person will take that as like, okay, they're stating some facts. Another person will take that as, oh, they're trashing the game. So it's so hard to like come up with like what people are doing. Are they crossing a line? Stuff like that as far as talking up games. I just like to present information. Everyone knows for months now with Marathon, I know this game is not for me, but I've defended it more than most people.
You have.
Because I think for what it is, it's pretty darn cool. And I was warning people what the game was going to be. It's going to be a more extreme game. Don't go into it thinking it's going to be Arc Raiders,
Right.
Or other games. I just like to present information. I will often, sometimes, because people have said this about certain reviewers in the Destiny, I'll give two examples, the bad and the good side. People were saying, I thought were pretty fair criticisms against Destiny. And I'm like, oh yeah, good point. And other people, they're trashing the game. And then or the other way, pretty good points about liking the game. They're glazing the game. So it's so hard to find the nuances sometimes.
That's a
For
lot
me,
of
it's
coke.
easy because I don't go into peer pressure as much.
Yeah.
I'm a more even-tempered person, but I just kind of sit back and shake my head sometimes when I see it go way extreme one way or the other.
I totally get it, man. I do. And yeah, you have been, to be technical here, you have been very fair to Marathon. And I mean, I love that game when I first played it. And then I realized the model that they are presenting to everyone just doesn't fit my play style. And I just realized I'm not going to waste any more time on this. I'll jump in and play with a group if there's a group going one night and I'm not doing another game. But yeah, man, it's I think if anything, I kind of wonder if PvP games have kind of run their course and that people are, you don't think so?
No, I think
I don't think so either. I don't even like them.
I don't know. I just the reason I say that is I'm having so much fun jumping into less PvP centric games lately. And
oh, sure.
I'm loving it. It's such a refreshing.
Nothing wrong with that.
I think everyone has to have that palate cleanser game that you can go to when you just get frustrated playing PvP,
Well,
yeah, I don't think
it's not even a PvP thing. Yeah.
But even like gaming, right? Everyone's chasing the meta instead of playing the game how they should enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna run the hand cannon meta, but in reality, I enjoy playing it more with a pulse rifle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the meta, and people are like, well, you need to chase the meta, you'll be better at this game because of this.
Yeah.
So I think people are like, you need to play the game this way to enjoy it, but instead just play the game how you want to play it. But in general, I still think gamers are ruining games for people, whether it's review bombing, streaming, writing articles, making content. All of it is kind of its culture, depending on the community you're running.
Well, I mean, but that's just humans, right? Like humans are being humans and doing dumb human things. Like, but I think game companies also ruin games. Like, you made a mention about we would bitch about things that Bungie did to Destiny when we were playing it, but I definitely think there were choices that they made with changes that absolutely did kind of ruin the game for a period of time. You know what I mean? And like it is important to be able to voice your opinion if the devs are doing something that that isn't what you want to spend your time doing, right? Like, and there's a difference between like constructive criticism or doing it in a like adult manner versus just complaining about it and crying about it online. You know, and that there's something to be said about that. But you know, what is it, Winrose or whatever that you're super stoked about, Rodimus?
Oh yes, it comes out next week. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
like you talked about that, right? They came out with the beta and everyone's like, nope. And now it's supposed to be awesome.
Yeah, so the alpha they released did not go well with the community. That company completely changed the genre of the game, and now it has like a million people on wish list for the game.
Wow.
So that developer listened to the community involved to make the game better.
Yeah, so like the people have the opportunity to make positive change, right? Like, you know, I always found it funny with Destiny when I was really into PvP for that short period of time of like a decade. And I would watch season after season, and like the streamers would come out and they would declare what is the broken thing in the meta like this season, and then everyone like little parrots would just start repeating the same information, and all of a sudden in Discord and all of a sudden on my friend's podcast someone's complaining about this thing that everyone decided was bad, and they get so upset and worked up, and then a new thing would come out and it would start on Twitch and everyone would just be paying attention to the people getting mad about it. And you know, it's just like, if you just played, like there were ways around it and ways to learn how to counter it, you know, not all the time, but most of the time, right? So I think part of it, dude, is just people are just easily influenced, unfortunately, by idiots sometimes.
Yeah. And like my trend now is I'm tending to stay away from the AAA studio games because I just don't enjoy them anymore because of the toxicity of the group, the people that are trying to ruin the game. It's like I'm going for these indie developers like Windrose. I like that game. Gray Zone's another one with Madfinger. They just released a big update in that extraction shooter. Absolutely loving it. Been playing the game since the beginning. The game was shit. The AI could take 25 bullets to the head, turn around and shoot you once and you're dead. But that game has 100% turned around. But that's got a very positive community behind that game. If that game did not have a positive community, where will that game be at today? So like people can speak with their money, yes, but if they're not giving constructive criticism and just doing baseless bullshit because the streamer tells me to say this, to me that's ruining games for people.
There was a good comment here on our Twitch chat from JD Kent. There are academic works by Joseph Gusfield on pluralistic ignorance that kind of explains people's thinking about opposing opinions. And recreational outrage is a mainstream sport now. Damn, JD Kent, I didn't know you were that deep, man. Shit.
Well, I love that. That's kind of like what I was going into is the nuance of how far people swing in certain language that they use. And because it's such an interesting, and everyone has different lines on what they think is too much one way or the other, you know.
And
whether you're being too positive or too toxic or things like that.
And just talking about players in PvP games, Steel State Spectre here had a comment. He says, I see it when it comes to meeting new people. If they don't fit my vibe, I don't waste my time or theirs. I let them know it's not a good fit right away. And 9 times out of 10, they feel the same way. But I couldn't build the courage to say so. When I was younger, I absolutely wanted my friends as I could get. But these days, it's the complete opposite. Times have changed, at least for me anyway. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, man.
Called growing up.
Yeah, I mean,
growing up. So.
You know, it's funny. My topic kind of dances around this tonight, but I think socialization is so important, especially when you're younger. My grandson, we daycare. I'm sure you guys are all aware daycare is just a freaking joke. It's so expensive right now. It's like a mortgage payment every month. That's ridiculous how expensive it is. I don't know parents can do it. So we all watched him different days of the week to, take care of him. My son works from home. He's got to have a break. He's got to be able to do his job. He can't take care of his son all day. And we decided, my wife and I decided to cover the rest of the year in daycare for him. And that kid has changed so much just from being around other kids versus being with grandpa or great aunt or whatever it may be in the family. And I just think it's so important early on for kids to be exposed to dealing with problems, being able to work around conflict. And I just feel like some of the kids today haven't been exposed to that. And maybe they are sheep. I don't know, but
no, people are easily influenced, man. Like that's
I get that too. Yeah.
Like I said, critical thinking earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. With AI. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Rodimus, this is a good topic, man. I thought it was going to go a different direction. I had my arguments already. I was like, son of a bitch. He freaking threw me a curveball. Son of a bitch. But no, thanks, man. Thanks for talking about that tonight. We've got one more topic tonight, and that is me closing out the show with topics, and we'll do that right after this. I've got to take a bathroom break. So if anybody needs to take a bathroom break here, this would be a good point to do it. I just got 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes.
Yeah, dude, do your thing.
Yeah. You guys can talk amongst yourselves if you want to.
You can use that cup. It's already yellow liquid in there. I always joke every week because his tea looks like.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was actually liquid in that cup or if it was like that was just like a design. It was like
it's
it looks like
tea.
it looks like it's like plastic. Like one of those plastic insulated ones with like a picture on the inside.
Oh, I see. No, yeah, it's a see-through one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Rodimus, man. I think the idiots are just loud too. I think that's the other problem. Like, dude, like paying attention to loud people online is a waste of life.
Yeah, one of the best way to shut someone down is to ignore them. So don't pay attention to the loud people.
Yeah, like it's I don't know, man. I feel like with game with the rival stuff, it's like I'm all about playing with my friends and doing call outs, but I just don't care about the opinions of idiots anymore when I play the game. Like, and I've achieved like a higher point in that game than I ever thought I would. So at this point, why not just enjoy every time I go out? And I can like jump in competitive if I want to be competitive, and I can jump into quick play arcade if I want to just have fun and not play the meta, because I actually enjoy just playing the game and not playing the meta and playing stupid characters or characters that shouldn't work and taking it up over people.
Now put that as your background, or your fork. No, your head would cover the word. Oh man.
I mean,
custom upload image. Oh, it's too big.
Oh, your video's frozen again. It's interesting. The audio will work, but the video freezes.
Yeah, the audio's been fine. I noticed that.
It could be my shitty ass camera.
Yeah, there you go.
Rodimus, how did you screen grab that? Holy shit. Oh my God. Yeah, that is if you're not
there's a thing called a screenshot on the computer.
If you're not a weekly he just blew it up. I saw he did. If you're not a weekly watcher of our show, this is Diet. If you live in Florida, especially, it's very good. This is Diet Publix iced tea. It's green tea with ginger and honey in it, and it's very good. Use a Splenda as
and a little bit of something else.
I have the exact same thing actually on my left.
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell? Oh my God. That's awesome. I see what you did there. Oh my God. Shit.
It's funny you
touche.
fit the chair real well too in that picture.
So he can sit right in it.
I looked when
That's
he got
perfect.
up, and I looked at where his chair was, and I was like, "This is gonna work
Oh
perfectly."
my God, that's crazy.
Wow, you have the same setup as Todd, not just the drink.
I had a lot of.
It works.
My wife and I get dinner and go to the grocery before the show every Thursday. It's kind of my ritual, and I got a haircut tonight too, so I get a nice little buzz cut. But for getting ready for the heat coming next week. But yeah, I must have just drank too much diet soda, man. It was just flowing. So sorry, guys. All right, let's get into our last topic here, and we can bullshit and talk about whatever we want.
I have more questions though. Like, what's up with the wig behind you?
That wig is from right there. That is from when I did no, that's when I did a commentary with Fudd on a raid tournament he had. I think it was for the UK members. It was like a UK raid race he ran, and I wore a wig. I wore like some rainbow blades, and I had like an American, like a full flag shirt, US flag shirt.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I was
Something
just playing a
telling
character.
us here, Todd?
No, that's all stuff from my past. I mean, there's a theme to
Now,
everything.
there's a chat you need to read from Steel.
How many
Read that one
subs
out
did
loud.
you put the wig
What?
on?
Wait a minute.
What
In the
happens
Discord.
is you guys will be driving around Orlando one day, and you'll look up at a billboard, and it'll be advertising a pest
Subs.
control business.
Yeah,
And
with the
it'll be
wig.
a gator, but
With the
he'll have
mullet?
these long,
mullet?
blonde, luscious locks, and like that's been his brand.
And
so
keep
you
your
can't
hat
let-
on over it.
Yeah, you
Keep
can't
the
let
hat on.
people
Keep the hat on
know-
too. Put
know
it on
what's
and the hat
going
over it.
on. Yeah,
It's a mullet. So it's perfect.
it's.
I mean, maybe it'll look
it's
better with the hat
Florida-
off, but
it's Florida business, dude. Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
It's
Oh my God.
it's party. It's business in the front
Now,
and it's party in
Anyone
the
coming
back.
into the show right now that hasn't seen it so far, they'd be like,
What's up, brothers and sisters? Let's do it.
You gotta look up at the camera for a minute though.
I don't know why, but I instantly like have this urge to have you come and kill all of the living things on my property that are not my dogs.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. You know what? It's funny is I love nature, man. I grew up around nature. I read Ranger Ricks when I was little. And it's just when things try to get into our house, that's where I got to draw the line. So that's how I can live with myself for what I do. And I love nature so much. So anyway, all right, let's get this over with and we can BS after this. All right, here we go. All right. For my final topic tonight, let's talk Destiny, right? We haven't talked Destiny in a while. Oh, Kingsley, quit rolling your eyes. Anyway, we know what's going on. Bungie's in kind of a tough spot right now. I mean, the marathon numbers are looking a little shaky. They're dipping down little by little, and let's face it, we're kind of idling right now with Destiny 2 until whatever drops in June. But I think if Bungie and Sony are smart, like a lot of movie theaters are these days, produce something that everybody knows already instead of creating a whole new game. And I think if they do decide to make a Destiny 3, and I think they'd be very smart to do that, or Destiny Universe or whatever, they need to stop chasing all the shooter trends out there and look at the old reliable games, the MMO RPGs. Now you may say, Gator, I hate to explain this to you, but Destiny 2 is already an MMO RPG. Well, you're half right. You're half right, because Bungie has had a hard time describing themselves. In 2014, when it first came out, they called themselves a shared world looter. They were totally allergic to the MMO label. And then all of a sudden in 2019, when Shadowkeep came out, suddenly they're an MMO now. They decided to fully talk about being an MMO at least. But we all just call it a looter shooter, right? I mean, that I just kind of wonder if Bungie really knows what Destiny is. So there's 3 things about MMO RPGs, holy shit, see what you posted in Discord, that I think is kind of the secret sauce when it comes to loyal players that play a game for a long time. And I got to give kudos to Destiny. I've been playing it for 11 years now. That's the longest I've ever played any game. But there's 3 things that make MMO RPGs really good. First, time investment, and my favorite word, progression. We need that slow-paced grind whether it's leveling or gear optimization, and have that sunk cost, right? That you've already invested time into the game. So you want to stay there. You want to keep playing it. The problem is Destiny always puts artificial caps on all of us. There's a cap on Bright Dust. There's a cap on enhancement cores. There's any kind of craftable item you have. You can't go out into the world and just can't farm as much as you want of it. There's always a cap where they have to keep you reined in. And I think that's where they have a problem. What's funny is I'm playing a ton of Arc Raiders right now. Arc Raiders has its hooks in me, and it was the game of the month for me in February. And I played a little bit of it, and I thought it was fun, and I've kind of revisited it, and it seems to be occupying almost all of my spare time right now, because I'm getting that thrill of the run that I kind of had in early Destiny, where I was wandering these open worlds and just not knowing what was around the corner. We need that back in Destiny. The second thing that makes MMORPGs really, really good and players loyal to them is the persistent worlds. And we kind of talked about this a little bit, Kingsley, versus, the Portal that is now out is what considered the game in Destiny 2. You want to feel like you have a digital life that you're living in this game. It's not just a match you play. The problem is Bungie started chopping off all the world. And if I want to grind power in an old zone, let me. Stop forcing everything through a single page portal or some kind of seasonal activity or seasonal menu. And the third thing where I think Bungie really dropped the ball here, the social bedrock, clans, raids, and all the shared history of playing the game together. The problem is Bungie kind of missed the boat here. They had the guided games, I think, at one point, trying to invite people to help others try to figure out raids. The clan system is a ghost town right now. I mean, if it wasn't for Discord community like ours and yours, there would really be no social hub for Destiny. So what we need, I think, and these are all my opinions, of course, we need to bring back that flavor, like sitting in a hub, like a social hub in a game, or fishing, or grabbing a drink in a bar within the world with friends of yours where you can just sit there and BS with each other. I mean, you remember that I don't know if you remember this or not, but remember there was a promotional cutscene where Cade was sitting at the bar having a drink, and all of a sudden there's a gunfight that breaks out. It's iconic. If you haven't heard it, just Google it and watch it. It's really good. It's one of their best promos I've ever seen. But he's in there BSing with fellow characters. And starts talking to, if we had something like that in the game that we could actually do, I think that would be something that would really bring people back to play a Destiny 3 game. And here's my hot take. I love the Marathon art. I love the lore of Marathon, but I think it's being wasted on a hardcore PvP only game right now. It just kills me to see this. Can you imagine a dystopian MMORPG PvE world that is Marathon, instead of worrying about losing all your shit or getting shot in the back or taken out at any moment? I tell you, if they made a game like Marathon with that art style and that dystopian view where there's a mission, there's a reason why we're coming back into these worlds and exploring, man, I think there'd be much more popularity with the game Marathon. But the thing I really think should be done with a future Marathon or future Destiny 3 game, and Fluffy's not going to like this, take out Crucible. Take out the PvP element in the game. Make Crucible a standalone game. I think what they should do is they should bring back a best of Crucible game, stand by on its own, bring back all the legacy maps from Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, have a rotation of weapons you can get and you can earn, and of course armor and any kind of build crafting or anything you want to do to get an advantage in PvP. Have that in a separate game, but not a super niche game like Marathon. An extraction, hardcore extraction, first person shooter. There's just not many people that enjoy that kind of game. At least it's showing in the numbers. And I know the numbers are subjective. We can go in another deep hole down there, but the thing about that is Sony and Bungie would never have to be handcuffed with whatever the PvE sandbox is, because if a gun is too strong in trials, and they get it from PvE, then they got to make the gun in PvE much tamer, and they have to scale it back, and nobody has any fun then. They don't feel like there's any possibility or any fantasy of having fun in these worlds. I think they should let both of these modes breathe, but they need to be separate games. And I tell you what, man, my eyes are opening right now to other genres that I've been playing. But my question to you guys is Destiny stuck in the past, or can they pivot to this type of forever game? I mean, what do you guys think? MMORPG, would that be the savior, or would it be the final nail in the coffin for Bungie?
My question to you is, I thought we had a new topic, not one we talked about before.
No, I'm coming from a different. No, I'm coming.
I've been on this show before.
No, I'm talking about, because I mean, let's face it, what's everybody talking about right now? All the videos are out is why Bungie ruined Destiny 3 because they made Marathon. And Rodimus, you just talked about people review bombing the game because there are people that play Destiny that are angry with that Marathon took, dev time away from what could be a Destiny 3. But I think they'd be stupid not to release a Destiny 3. And that's just
your questions.
Yeah.
I have mentioned these things in the past. Of course, I said I wanted Destiny 3 to have more MMO elements. Obviously, like major problems they've had not having the public world lively enough. They used to have a little more of that, but it was never from day one as much as it could be compared to some other games. Higher RPG elements, more random with how ads come out, like true randomness, things that are kind of impossible to build into the current engine right now.
Exactly.
And I have also, even in the past, said that maybe, and this was back when Crucible was very popular. People can go back and listen. I've said this, maybe Destiny should have always only been a PvE game. Now, I'm not saying it was a bad idea that they made it both, but the point I'm making here is if you do less, you might have a better chance of making a better game.
Yeah.
But then again, that goes against what you want to believe with Marathon, because you want Marathon to do more things, but maybe it's good that they had Marathon do less and just kind of keep it not PvE focused, solo friendly and all that stuff. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
I just feel they really wasted all that great lore and story on a game that some people don't even care about it. They just want to shoot people in the face. It's a PvP game. I don't know.
Well, anyways, but yeah, I basically agree. Yeah, Destiny 3 needs to have way more MMO RPG. Maybe have it PvE only. Maybe even not have it be live service. Maybe.
I thought about that
maybe
too.
Maybe have it be something where it's couple DLCs, have a plan for like a 2-year plan, a couple DLCs, and have some PvE games do this that aren't live service, where the world still feels somewhat lively. Like they can program in like rotating events and stuff, but you don't have a 10-year plan of like live service year 3, year 4, year 5, and all that.
Right.
And I've said all these things before. So
I know we have, but the biggest twist is I think I'm coming around, Kingsley, to your more point of view, is I really think they need to separate. I think the fact that Crucible was integrated into the game, and believe me, I was the first one to tell you that's the Destiny magic, is going in PvE areas to get a gun and then go and see how it kills other Guardians. I'm telling you, that's a magic of Destiny 2. But going into a magic. Destiny 3, I think it needs to be more of a persistent world. And I might agree with you on the live service thing too, because if we have to keep funneling everybody to try the new seasonal stuff that's out, forgetting everything that people may be still wanting to go to the EDZ and farming, what is it? Spindle. Well, I can't remember what it's called anymore. They've taken it all away now. I used to spend hours scouring each of the planets, just gathering materials because you needed them to grade.
Saying it. Yeah, I know. You're taking it on the angle of losing your stuff or having I'm not saying it for that. I'm saying it just for development time. It's probably better these days to not have a live service game for development resources. Yeah.
The problem is the new shiny that they released from Bungie, the new Destiny stuff that comes out in the summer, they're going to be trying to push everyone there, and they're going to tell them, if you want to rank up your Guardian or get the latest gear, you got to only play this activity. That's just so goes against the way this game should be. You should be able to go anywhere and be lucky enough open a chest on the EDZ and find it, boom, there pops up that gun. You're like, holy shit, I found this. I'm feeling this right now with Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders, I think they got 5 maps. I've only learned 2 of them. And I go on these new maps and I get that Destiny feel all over again. I'm looking around, I'm going, this is fucking incredible. Look at all these areas and it looks like I'm really here. I'm really feel like I'm here. And there's that slight danger, you know, that you could get another fellow raider that can come by and just want to kill you. And I'm not saying that should be in a Destiny 3, but there needs to be, I think if Destiny made some persistent worlds and just let us play, let us have fun, do whatever we want. If I want to get 1 million bright dust or whatever the currency ends up being, let me be able to go do it. Quit putting limits on everything. It used to irritate the hell out of me. And that's what I'm loving.
You said that so many times.
I know.
Every game has limits. It's
well,
not
I mean,
Destiny.
It's not such an artificial limit, but
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't feel like Destiny's artificial limits.
Arc Raiders is really opening my eyes right now because you could go into a hotel, you could be looking through a drawer, and all of a sudden, boom, this purple item pops up. And you're like, holy crap, I can get 10 grand for that. That goes in my safe pocket, and it's just like you're exploring all the time. Now,
yeah,
I'll be honest.
Bungie does limit their currency.
I mean, when's the last time anybody got excited for an exotic or a legendary piece of equipment that fell anywhere? Because you don't see it in the world.
No, it's because it drops too often these days. That's why.
But it's always in the areas where they want you to play. And that's that's why I think they should be. I mean, let's think about it. Let's name some games that have been around forever. World of Warcraft, MMORPG. What's that one online?
Yeah, they all have like 1% to 5% drop rates. You're not going to like that.
Well, that's fine. But you know what, though? They make up about 30% of the gaming audience out there. And most of them have been around for years. Okay.
We have some comments.
Okay,
I'll stop talking.
Sorry, I get sucked into these topics. Go ahead.
Rodimus, you can go first. I have a lot of notes, so I definitely want to touch on your thing.
I was trying to.
Okay.
No more screenshots.
Okay. Here's my notes on what you asked, Todd.
Yeah.
Currency caps.
Yes.
I agree with both you and Kingsley. They have to code some sort of a limit.
Okay.
Right? For screen space reasons alone.
Sure.
You can't have infinite money because they wouldn't be able to show it. Or I guess they could. Maybe that it's to a power. So I retract that statement. But yes, more Bungie. I do feel that Bungie purposely put limits that make things so that you can collect it, but you can't hoard it. And they wanted that so that there was a reason for you to go back and play the game.
Yes.
That's a business decision. I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Open world feels like an open world. I agree with you. Sunsetting is bad. It feels bad to pay for something and have that thing be pulled away from you so that you have the opportunity to buy something else new.
Right.
Social gaming. I totally agree. Playing games with friends is the best type of game. DPS is well known for finding games and making those games fun because you're playing with friends.
Right.
Friend slot.
So artwork wasted on Marathon. I have a problem with this.
Okay.
I think we're not looking at that correctly. I think most games in the future are going to have lots of opportunity for more random AI PvE enemies and better graphics. I mean, that's how games work, right? Look at history. Things get better. D2 is old. It is an old game. It is an old engine. It feels old. It doesn't mean that they wasted new tech on Marathon. It just means we're comparing an old game to a new game.
Yeah.
That's what's going on there. You said that they should remove PvP. Okay. First of all, they had PvP only projects in production.
They did.
And those got killed because of corporate greed and the Bungie Sony stuff.
Yeah.
I think that Bungie does PvP better than a lot of studios.
Absolutely.
And I think that their gun feel is really great.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they can do both well. And I wish that we would have seen that Destiny PvP only spinoff. I think that would have been cool. and maybe that would have opened the door to a Destiny PvE only spinoff, right? Like maybe that's a different timeline that we could have gone down. Okay. So removing PvP from Destiny, I guess I would ask, why does the PvP in the game have to impact your experience playing?
It's
like
not
what keeps no. Hold on a second though.
okay.
Like what keeps you from just not playing the content you don't like? I didn't enjoy strikes after I played them a certain amount of time. I would only return to playing them if a friend needed help. Again, social gaming. That's more important to me than what I'm playing.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd avoid playing it, right? It doesn't mean that it needed to be removed for me to enjoy the game. And yes, that means sometimes I have to make a compromise because they're going to balance around the other activities that I don't want to play. But it's called being an adult and just like accepting that this is what the game is.
Right.
And just because you don't play this content doesn't mean that it's not perfectly normal for them to balance the game as a whole around all of the activities that are encompassed in the game.
Yeah, I agree there. Only reason I mention it is because of the having to make sure all the guns were balanced, and they'd have to nerf so much stuff that we love to use in PvE activities. And I think it created a real separation between PvE players fighting PvE players that wanted certain things, and PvP players wanted certain things, and it created a tension within. But hey man, I'm the one who loved playing PvP games when it got boring. That's what carried me through a lot of these seasons is I can always play, and Kingsley can testify. It's never the same game when you're playing PvP. You can memorize when that enemy's coming out of that door if you play it enough times, like especially with strikes. But PvE, it's different every time. But all I'm saying is for reasons where they could put more attention to the PvE, and I'm saying persistent world here, not a seasonal world, is the reason why I think, like you said, I think both should breathe. I think both should be standalone games. I think they do well in both. I'd pay $50 for for a Crucible only game. I would.
Right, okay. So, but I agree. I agree that we can make up a world that doesn't exist where PvE and PvP are separate games and they're the greatest thing ever, right? Like we can totally theorize about that. But like if we look at Destiny 2 and we look at the fact that PvP is there and it impacts PvE for sure and vice versa, right? Does the balancing of a activity that you don't play really ruin the game? Or is it just they're again loud idiots that are telling you that it ruined the game and therefore you can't have a fun time playing it? You know, like sure, they might change how a gun performs. There's like 8,000 gun ability combos that you could do to that boss. That boss might not die in 0.4 seconds like it used to. Now it takes 0.8 seconds for that boss to die. Is the game ruined? Like, is it really ruined because they had to balance something so another aspect performs better? Or are we just being like totally irrational with like our judgment here on what's going on?
There are rational reasons. I think resources and technical. If you have a game separate, those two things work better than having two different things in the same game.
Let me rephrase it. That's the reason why, is because I think they can put more attention and fine detailing to a separate Crucible game. And then they can obviously put a lot more into a PvE only game. And the fact that they were meshed together. Yeah.
We agree on that. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with that. Like I started off my argument with that, right? Like, in a perfect world, they have two games and they have endless budgets and they can make both games perfect. But that's not what Destiny is.
No.
And that's what we want it. That's what I want it to be on the next game.
That's why I mentioned this is for a Destiny 3. We can't do anything about Destiny 2. And my topic was not to bitch about Destiny 2. It is an older game.
No.
But I'm talking about a future Destiny 3 down the road is what I'm referring to here.
Okay. What about those people that like playing both?
Then they have two separate games to play. If they want to go play PvP for the night, they log into Destiny Crucible or Crucible 101 game, and then they can jump over and start it up on their console on another if they want to go play a raid with some friends. It's not really much different. But I'm just saying, for dev time and concentration, you could see where the PvE was pushing out Crucible little by little. The teams were leaving Destiny, the Destiny dev department, and going over to do Marathon. Almost all your PvP really high level developers out there all flocked to Marathon. And now where are they going to go if Marathon fails?
But I would argue, Todd, that it's not the same thing to have two different games, because when I'm spending my time in the Destiny PvE game, I'm not leveling up my PvP character.
That's true.
Do you not get
but there's no power
and experience by just playing the game, right?
Well,
so I enjoy playing Destiny. I want my time to be invested in my characters leveling up, whether I play a raid with my friends tonight or Crucible with my friends tonight. I enjoy learning that character and growing that character and perfecting my movement with that character and killing things with that character.
It's the magic of Destiny.
Why like you lose that element of that game, that social element of that game by splitting them. And I think that we don't necessarily think about that aspect. We only think about games like from our perspective, you know, like you said, you said that you don't like Marathon, right? I love Marathon. It just doesn't fit my play style because there's resets every 3 months. So you don't like Marathon because it's not your style of game. Yes. Right. Like, and I get that. And you want Marathon to be something that it isn't. Yeah. And I also don't enjoy extraction shooters. I'm a PvP person. Right. Extraction shooters and big BRs, they're not for me. I don't do them solo. I like arenas and team-based shooters. Yes, so I just don't play like the games like Marathon. Instead of being mad that Marathon isn't what I want it to be, I'm just like, well, I just don't play it. Like, I think it's cool that other people can play this game, you know, and I think that the game should exist. And I think Bungie does a good job creating shooters. So I think that it makes sense for them to go in a shooter, like a different direction of shooter, because all their shooters leading up to Marathon have been arena shooters, right? Because they haven't done any BRs, right? No. And please don't. So they've only done Halo and Destiny, which are arena shooters. This is what killed Battlefield, man. Battlefield tried to be everything to everybody. They had a BR. They had Battlefield is one big multiplayer game, but they started adding, they wanted to be like Call of Duty so badly. So they created this BR mode that it just killed the game, man. Make the game that you make a PvE game and then make a PvP game. They have enough teams to do both. And I agree. When I talk about a Crucible only game, I'm talking about an arena shooter. Back to what we love to play, and maybe even have a special event like Trials, like a higher level event inside that Crucible game. You could have a Trials spinoff or a Trials end game that's only on the weekends. But my biggest thing with, and I'm not a hater of Marathon, by the way, I love playing it. I love playing the game. The problem is the time you have to put in to get gold shields and make it to the cryo archive, all of those different things. I only play a couple hours a night. This game is not for casual players. It's made for hardcore PvP players. And you literally can get, there's literally skill creep. And it's the reason why they have to do these seasonal wipes in Marathon, is to bring everybody back to the beginning. Cause that's the problem they had with Destiny, is my friends would come back to play and they go, dude, I've missed a year. I don't know what the hell's going on now. And I feel like I'm having to start all over again. Well, guess what? Marathon, you can. So that's a nice thing about that. I just realized, even though I love the gameplay, sometimes I even love ratting it out playing solo. It's just not built for the casual player. It's built for people who want to put hours and hours every night in. If you want to stay on an even playing field with the other players in the game, that's all I'm saying. But I'm not mad at Marathon. I just realized it wasn't for me, and Kingsley knew it all the time, but I had to play it for myself and realize for myself.
My question for you: why are you so hell bent on getting into Destiny 3?
Because I think Destiny, the Destiny world, the Destiny story and lore runs so deep in this game. It would just be a travesty to just let it sink off a cliff and not continue. And for Sony's in order for Bungie to make it into the future and still be considered one of Sony's studios, I think they need to bring back another Destiny game or something like Destiny. It could be another space opera. I don't care. It could be a whole new different story, but have that Destiny feel and that Destiny lore and all those things. But I think they should kind of take notes from a lot of these online games that have lasted longer than Destiny has even. I think they should take from those types of the MMORPG types games. And those three things I mentioned, they need to have, I think they should integrate the social aspect as like the bedrock. I think it should be the base of the game and then build all the worlds around it. And then, I mean, can you think about how much fun it would be if everyone had a GDR clan and we would all go out and everything we did at the GDR clan would add to our housing and our camp where everyone could meet anytime they want and just BS with everybody with an open mic or something. That's what I'm talking about here. Stuff that Destiny Rising did, but that's a mobile game. Not many people want to don't want to play this game on a mobile. And yes, I know you can use emulators. It's just not the same though. But I think they need to come out with a Destiny 3 if Bungie is to stick around.
You want them to make it a survival crafter, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think, but mainly it needs to be persistent. It needs to be true open world where we can do whatever the hell we want. If I'm an Arc Raiders and I want to go collect lemons until my whole backpack is dragging on the ground, I want to be able to do that. I don't want to say, go ahead.
Destiny if you have no PvP?
It is, absolutely.
I think it's a different game.
Dude,
man.
I swore off PvP the first year I played Destiny because I came from the Call of Duty field and I was over all the toxicity and all that bullshit.
That's about you. That's not about what the game is.
That's what I'm saying.
The game has always had PvP.
I preface this. This is my opinion of what I think a Destiny 3 should be. And that's why I think there should be a separate game for people who do love to play Crucible. And I'd be right there with you because year 2, when I did start playing Iron Banner and Trials and regular Control and stuff, it became a total hobby for me to get better at the game and understand all the maps and how to use cover effectively and how the guns are supposed to react. I mean, it kept me entertained for years, man. But I think it would be better served if they separated the two games and had a standalone Crucible game where then they can focus on just that arena or making new maps or whatever and not have to interfere with this PvE world over here that I think should be persistent and have its own life.
Yeah, you can have both.
No, Destiny did it. They did it.
I'm playing Gray Zone right now. So like Gray Zone is an extraction shooter.
Right.
But they have made it where you can go into a PvE server or a PvP server. They don't cross each other.
Right.
So you can have the best of both worlds with it.
Okay.
So I think you could do that with a new game, whether it's Destiny 3 or a space opera or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
You can run a PvP server, then you can run a PvE server. You can bring your character both ways. You can build yourself up in a PvE server, then go into the PvP and go have fun. Whether you want to lose your stuff or not, that's a totally different topic for a different conversation.
Yeah.
But I feel that people are so like Arc Raiders. For me, it was fun, yes. But at the end of the day, what are you grinding for?
That's the problem. I was going to mention that. That is the problem right now. Is once you grind and upgrade all your workbenches and you have all the best gear and everything, what is the common fight? What are we trying to do other than kill the Ark, right? I agree. That's a major.
You don't have a lot of time to play, so you don't care about end game, right?
Well, that's right now. Yeah, I agree because right now I'm just trying to find stupid frickin' snitch cores. It's hard to find frickin' snitch cores so I can upgrade one of my workbenches so I can make stuff more easily between matches, you know? And I will say this right now. You mentioned in Gray Zone that there's a PvE and a PvP only server out there. I think if Arc Raiders did that, Arc Raiders doesn't need a PvP element. I think we should still have open mics. I think it should be a open world cooperative game by itself. I think without the PvP element where you could do friendly fire, I think if they took that out of the game, because the Arc, if you do not take those arc for seriously, they will literally kick your ass in a heartbeat. And there's been many times where I never even talked to another runner and I was already dead from trying to fight just the arc. The arc are so well tuned in this game. And the fact that you know how to decipher and take them apart, there's a strategy to it and stuff. Man, I'm eating this up right now. And Kingsley's probably laughing right now, but I love collecting everything on that map, on those maps, man. And then the maps have their own worlds. There's so many different areas of the map. They're so huge, man. It's just right up my alley.
Well, you also said that they wasted the resources in Marathon as far as like their engine and stuff. They're running the same engine. It's still the Tiger.
No.
Yeah,
I meant they're wasting that beautiful story and lore on a hardcore PvP game, because I think a lot of people, I mean, the Cryer Archive and also, you know, people who make it to the end and all that in-game stuff. I think there are a lot of people out there who follow the lore, but it's kind of hard to get into the lore and complete these priority contracts. You can hear a new cutscene or a new audio log or something when you're just trying to stay alive. Just creates another element of the game that's more frustrating.
He said there's not more lore in Destiny, and they added lore into a PvP game he doesn't like.
Yeah,
that's what
like it's weird, Todd, because like you just don't like that style of game. So like, why does it?
No, I just said it was. Go ahead.
I don't get why it's wasteful that it's going into that type of game, because them adding it enhances that type of game, and it's just that those games aren't fun to you. Like all I've heard is just like you don't want to play a game where someone can.
I know why.
Like,
go ahead, Kingsley.
Outperform you. You'd rather play against a computer and have a relaxed experience, not against other humans.
So it's hard to do. It's hard to do that in Marathon.
So.
Well, right, but everyone then why are you playing it?
Everyone in Destiny thinks that Marathon took away from Destiny development, but I actually don't believe that. Here's why: because they wanted to make another game. They were going to do that no matter what. Plus, even if they didn't make Marathon, I guarantee they still would have cut more employees on the Destiny side. So we can't say as a community that Marathon's stealing from the Destiny side. We do not know that for sure. And I think it's more likely they did not. Yeah, sure, some developers came over, but it doesn't mean they stole everything from the Destiny side.
Well, okay, yeah, okay. I think that's just people not understanding how the
a lot of people say that in a lot of communities. Yeah,
like here's the thing. This is what happened with Bungie and Marathon, and I'll make it. It's really easy to understand. Yeah. It is a corporation. They are running a business. They did not make their business decisions based on your feelings or your lack of knowledge about the actual industry. They made the business decisions that they thought were going to net them the most amount of money with the data that they had. They did not steal, kidnap, or trick any developers to walk to a different desk and start coding a different game. They put a job application out. It may have been public, it may not have been public. These people said, this looks like something that has a better future than the way that Bungie is going, or I get a different manager, or I get more pay, or they're offering me more benefits, or whatever their motivation is to take a different job. And then new people came to Bungie to work and fill their spots, or maybe they didn't because the corporate like machine was like, you know what, we don't think you need that FTE. Why don't you just make the few employees that are left continue doing the work of the 3 people that just left on their team? Because that's how corporations work, and that's the world that we live in, right? So like, be realistic with your complaining about Destiny and Marathon, because I think really like that's unfortunately just how like the business side of it works. I mean, that's why Rodimus plays, you know, like indie games a lot and like supporting indie games, because of like that sort of stuff that goes on all the time. I loved Destiny. I had thousands of hours into it. I would play another Destiny PvP game. I am excited for them to make one, and I hope that they do, because I feel like they do something with PvP that no other company does.
They do.
But I knew Marathon wasn't for me, and that's why I haven't spent money on it. And this is someone who plays PvP 99% of the time these days.
Yeah. I as far as the corporate, I'm don't argue that. I think you misunderstood me when I said they wasted resources on Marathon. I don't mean employees. That's not what I meant. I meant they made this beautiful world and they have this lore of how these factions, these 5 factions, went down to explore and extract and get rich, basically. And then what super being came into the picture, where there's all this mystery and almost like a horror movie. It's almost like, no, I'm saying they wasted that. Could have been the next PvE MMO RPG that they,
why does it have to be that story? Why can't Bungie just write a different story?
Oh, absolutely they can. I don't argue that at all. What I'm saying though is they've locked this beautiful lore and stuff into a story where, let's face it, after the first seasonal wipe, everyone already knows the story. So where do you go from there? It's just a PvP game now.
We don't know yet. We won't know until the second season.
Yeah.
It may be a different lore and more expanded in that lore. I will tell you why I stopped playing Destiny. It was recycled content.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why when I did all this stuff, and when we were in that little bit of lull after the Light and Dark saga, I went and did all of what the hell? Where's Last Wish at? What planet? I'm drawing a blank.
Last Wish. You're talking about the Dreaming City.
Dreaming City, right? Kato and I and the Law went and did all of the Dreaming City stuff. And what came out the following download? More Dreaming City bullshit. Same recycled content, same story, different names. And I think that's, to me, that's what drew me away from Destiny. It was the same shit over and over again. And there are I will die in this hill. There are too many damn weapons in Destiny.
Well, that's where Crucible standalone
plus guns, right?
Yeah.
They need to whittle it down. Like if you even go into Marathon, they have like, I think it's 25 total guns they're running with, right? There are too many guns in Destiny. Do you need the sunset? No, but I think if we want a new Destiny type world, they essentially need to hit the red button. They need to get rid of the servers for Destiny 1 because they're still up and running. Kill the game. Game's old. There's a handful of people that still play it. Yeah, it sucks for them, but that game needs to go away. There's resources going to that. Power, utilities, whatever. Keeping those servers running.
It's minuscule. I promise you that.
It does not
it's
as
the
much
same
as you
servers.
think.
They're virtualized.
No, I'm sure it is, right? But there's still resources going to that. Whether how minuscule it's not, it's still taking something away from Destiny 2 or Destiny 3.
Right.
But in reality, if we're going to get a Destiny 3, we're talking 5 years. We're not going to get anything.
Oh, we all know that,
2030, right?
Yeah.
At that point, the gaming market can shift. The people are going to shift to different markets. Like for me, I enjoy playing games with friends. I hardly ever play a single person game. The last single person game I truly played was Cyberpunk 2077. And we all know when that game launched, that game was absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
But look where it's at now. It's one of the better single player games that are out there based on the content. Would I love for that game to be a multiplayer game, and like if me and Fluffy want to run a street gang in Cyberpunk, I would love that in a game.
Yeah.
But I think that companies, investors, board members, they just see the dollar sign and they want to rush games out that are not complete, and that they're going to microtransaction the hell out of it. Bungie's is notorious for that. But I don't think Destiny 3 is an answer for Bungie. I think they need to make something like Destiny, but totally different lore, new players in the game.
Sure.
Whether you want to go into a No Man's Sky type thing, explore the universe, build your battleship, make it a survival crafter. I just don't see Bungie 3 being viable.
That's fine.
We said we prefer a different game, but the second preference would be a Destiny 3 if it's not a totally different
but
game.
It needs to be science fiction. It needs to be sci-fi or dystopian or something like
focused.
Yeah. Now here that also adds to my point of a separate Crucible game, because I think that's what clouded the Crucible. The fact that they cataloged so many different weapons that they had to test each and every one of them on other players. The QR had to do, the quality control, and that really slowed things down to a bog. And you could have 25 different weapons in a standalone Crucible game is all I'm saying. You separate the two games out, because I think Destiny just got too big. It tried to do too much in one game, and I think they do Crucible well. I think so well, Fluffy, that a separate game would sell millions of copies. I really do. Because people want to go back to that. They want to.
No, Todd, I think you misunderstand though. I don't disagree with you on that.
No.
I was just saying it's not Destiny if you don't have PvP too. I think Destiny
absolutely.
is PvP and PvE. That was my argument.
Okay, I misunderstood
I agree with you and Kingsley. I would love it if Bungie had separate PvE and PvP games. I just don't think that's the Destiny experience because you can't jump in and play some Crucible while you're waiting with your your raid friends to all get online and then jump into a raid for 4 hours. That was the experience.
I actually did misunderstand you. Unfortunately, practically that is kind of the experience right now, though. PvP is totally dead, but practically speaking, but like conceptually speaking, Destiny. So that's even one more point why I would want a different game. Don't call it Destiny.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm being selfish and I prefer PvE
look back to every expansion that's been out since the final shape. There has been nothing towards a Crucible part of this game. You can tell they're just so overwhelmed. That's what they did. They just said, listen, we got to carry on with what we got here. And Marathon, maybe they want more people to go. Maybe they want Marathon to be that game. I don't know. It's just not the PvP game I like to play. And I explained that last week in my review of exactly why I decided I don't want to play it anymore. And if a group of friends want to play it, great. But my main focus for tonight was what would a future Destiny game look like. And I agree, Rodimus, if it's a space opera, if it's with all different characters and a whole new scene and a whole new world and whatever, I'm all better for it. But I just think that whatever PvE game that Bungie makes in the future, I think should be an MMORPG, something like World of Warcraft or Elder Scrolls Online or games like that. And just have a separate game for your PvP is all I'm saying. Because then you can have 1,000,000 guns and it won't matter because it's against PvE enemies. You don't have to worry about quality testing for against other Guardians. Go ahead.
Fluffy. Still don't have a lot of guns. I recommend.
I know you're trying to wrap this up, but I'm
have a lot of mods maybe, but
throw one thing out there.
Okay.
I think it would be healthy for the Destiny community to look at Marathon and Destiny's relationship like Xbox treats Forza and Forza Horizons. They are made by the Forza racing teams, right? And it's like the race division of Xbox that makes Forza and Forza Horizons, but they're two totally different experiences. Like Forza is geared towards the person that likes more of a sim style racer.
Realistic.
Forza Horizons is more of an arcadey style racer, right? One does not drain. Just because one has something doesn't mean that the other one cannot also have something good. And I think that people think that because Marathon exists, like it is somehow the reason that Bungie is in the state that it's in, but that's not true.
They were 3 years ago.
It's the company's running. It's Bungie, it's Sony, it's the companies running the show and the decisions that they're making and the choices not to fund things and not to invest in things.
It's fair enough.
And how, where they want to gather their data, whether it's from the community or whether it's from, their stockholders. Like that's the problem. And it's not that because Marathon exists, Bungie sucks.
I never meant to state that if that was what you got from me, but I know a lot of people have said, well, there's nothing going on in Destiny, so they must be giving all the devs must be going over to Marathon. No, I think there's two separate teams. I agree with you there, man. I think one is mutually exclusive of the other, but no, I mean, it's a good point, man. I'm trying to wrap this up in a positive spin, but like I said, the main reason I mentioned it is people are crying out, we need a Destiny 3. We need a Destiny 3. And like Rodimus said, it doesn't have to be Destiny. It can be some kind of space opera or maybe a dystopian world like Arc Raiders. Like I said, I agree. I think if Arc Raiders took away the PvP element tomorrow and they made a PvE only game, they claimed when they tested it that it just became too boring. But if you had a compelling end game, which now they don't seem to have, my God, man, all the time spent in those worlds, that's all people want to do is just live that digital life. So we'll leave it at there. We'll leave it there. Put a pin in it for now. Maybe we'll come back to this topic at another time. But I want to talk with you guys. I want to see what you guys have been doing in life and kind of let our hair down now. I'll put my mullet back on if you want. We'll do that. Thanks guys for engaging in it. We'll be right back after this.
No problem.
All right. Yeah. I had a feeling that would be a little, I thought Rodimus's topic would be the spicy one tonight. So no, I appreciate you guys diving in. I do. I really do. So let's catch up. Let's catch up and just bullshit now. I mean, we've talked about our topics. Let's have fun and just chill now. Were you trying to send me a message? Let me see here.
I just said I was.
Oh, got you. Yeah, just know when you turn your cam off that it'll take you off the overlay. It's no big deal. It's no big deal if it's just a temporary thing. No big deal, man.
Do we need to be in a rush or anything? Because actually, this was the part I wanted to talk the most tonight compared to the topics. But
okay,
I'm working from home tomorrow morning, so
okay.
I'm
no good.
Yeah.
Worries.
Okay. All right.
I got drinks. I got energy drinks.
Yeah, I already took my old man bathroom break. I'm good to go for another 2
because
hours.
you'll hear, you already heard some of what I talked about Rodimus on your show, but there's a couple things I want to go in a little more detail on.
Let's do it, man.
Because they
Let's
haven't
do
heard it here. So
heck yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
of course you guys are first. Sorry.
All right. Before we go tonight, got a couple more things I need to do, but I want to talk to these guys. I haven't seen these guys in forever, and I just want to catch up, see what's going on in their lives, and just check in, see what they've been doing. So who wants to go first? Who wants to talk about their week, what they've been gaming, what's going on in their life? Anything you want to talk about, man, now's the time. Who wants to jump in?
I go first.
Yeah,
Rodimus.
okay, cool.
All right, Rodimus, go for it.
So what do you want to know? Like,
well, I mean, all right, let's start with this. How's the
Your
podcast?
sign, your age.
No, you just released your 100.
43. I'm a Pisces.
No, we don't need to know that. No, you just did 100 episodes, man. How's it feel to be podcasting and you've done 100 episodes? I mean, we know what it's like, but what's it feel like, man? I mean, what do you think about this podcasting thing?
So, and as the guys, I can say I speak for the guys. If it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be.
Oh, come on. I was just in the right place, right time. I don't like taking that compliment.
Not in general, because even before that, you encouraged me to like do
I did.
a podcast.
I did
a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Then like we took that jump. You made us take that jump, and like the rest of the community, like Fluffy, right? I leaned on Fluffy a lot at the very beginning on editing, how to do certain things, and he led me through the process. So it feels good to be at 100. We are still having fun with it.
Good.
Our biggest thing is that we're not essentially just talking about topics. We are, but we're not. It's just more like how you guys format it now is we're just a group of people sitting around a table having fun for a couple hours. Whether we pick on each other, bully each other, we'll bring some topics to the table. I piss them off every week in a top 10 list. I'm sure they'll beat me in a back alley if they saw me in real life. But no, it's fun. I enjoy it. If, like Fluffy and Nip said, if once we stop enjoying it, we're just going to stop, right?
Yeah.
We have a great community over there. It's very welcoming. It's very inviting. We're always trying to find the next game for people to play or to enjoy. Finding those $25 indie games, or like before coming on to here, I was talking to Kato, Zim, Bell, and Ed wasn't there, but we were talking about when's the last time you spent like $70 on a game? For me, I haven't spent $70 a game since I want to say it was Dune, and that was last year.
That's
Trying
good
to
game.
find all these independent, like, are we there yet? It's a great game to play with your friends, whether you're sober, high, or whatever. The game has an ending, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get there because you're going to be fucking around trying to kill each other with whether it's a landmine or a snow tube or RV or a bear. We're always trying to find the next game to enjoy.
Nice.
And I think we realized we spent thousands of hours in Destiny, and it kind of took away from some of that great games that are out there. So
that's good, man.
But
I like your vibe. When I was on the show, it's been a while since I've talked to you guys. I loved your vibe, man. Yeah, it's been a while.
One of my, believe it or not, one of my favorite episodes is when Fluffy invaded us out of nowhere.
I love it. I love it. The show takeover. Yeah. We've had a few of those.
It was not planned, and that was such a fun night.
But even for like our podcast, right? If we have a guest on, they're allowed to come on very much like what Kingsley did with the Guardian Hub, right? If you're a guest, you can come on the show at any time as long as we don't have a guest, right?
Mhm.
If it's just the boys, you want to jump in and come bullshit for 35 minutes and leave, feel free, right? So we want people to be included and have fun. And the great thing about my community or our community is that we have people's like we have gamers in there, but we also have their wives in there who aren't playing. And what's funny is that they bully their husbands more than everyone else bullies them. And it's great. So, but it's bullying in a good, fun, friendly way. It's not like you're an asshole, you're a dipshit, I don't believe what you're doing. It's fun camaraderie with your friends. And we do not bring toxicity. And that's the biggest thing for us.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the energy you always want to have in a podcast. Yeah, you don't want to have any. Yeah, believe me, we've been through the gambit. If you podcasted long enough, you're going to have those shows. You're going to have that drama in communities. It just happens, man. People are people. It's what happens. And we've had our ups and downs with our show, no doubt.
Well, everyone's going to.
Yeah. So, but what else you been doing, man? What else? How's work? How's family life? How's your daughter doing, man? She growing up?
Doing well. She's grown up. She's becoming a teenager, and she's not a teenager yet. She just got the presidential principal award at school the other day. Nice. So that was fun to watch her get that, and she was surprised.
Heck yeah.
My stepson recently just got engaged. Him and his fiance or girlfriend or whatever the hell you want to call it at the time went to Nashville, and he proposed to her. So that's exciting coming up.
Grandpa.
So, no, fuck that. Not yet.
Come on, man.
I got 7 years.
Join the club. No, fuck it. Do it early.
No. But it's funny you say that, because when he was in college, I told him, like, if you make me a grandpa before you graduate, I'm going to cut it off. So enjoy college, enjoy your years, be safe about it.
That's fantastic.
But I would assume probably within 5 years, I'll be a grandfather.
There you go.
Because him and his fiance, they both have a great job coming out of college. They're moved in together.
Nice, stable.
And what's nice for him is that he is an hour and a half away from his mom and his grandmother, who are sometimes can be very mama bear, like, and not letting him live his life. But he's far enough away where he can do his own thing, but he's also close enough where if he needs help, we can be there for him.
That's awesome, man.
So, other than that, just we're in the 100 days of hell, we call it, at work.
Yeah.
I work for Lowe's, obviously,
Spring.
and mulch is on sale. So I come home smelling like mulch, dirt,
you get covered.
Concrete. Like today,
at least it's not cow manure. At least it's not cow manure.
There is some shit bags we deal with that'll break open.
No, don't talk. You're not supposed to talk about the customers, Rodimus.
I'm not talking. Well, that's another story for another time. Like yesterday, I worked till midnight, getting everything ready for the garden center for the next day, and turned around and came back at work at 8 a.m. today. Dang. So, and we were slinging mulch. It was 70 degrees out. It was nice. People wanted their stuff. It rained a little bit, so I'm out there. I've got mulch juice on me. I got dirt. I got sweat. I bring 2 shirts to work now. I changed my shirt at lunch just to have a fresh shirt that's clean. Yeah. And it gets destroyed. And I came home today. I took a shower and I passed out for a 2-hour nap before I came on the podcast.
Dude, oh, that's not much sleep. Dang, man. Dude, I've lived that retail life. It is rough, man. It can be tough. It could be very rewarding, though. I mean, it just depends how you look at your job, and you know what. Sounds like you cover a lot of different things, man. That's cool.
Oh, I've been called the fixer because I know everything about the business and all the different departments, which is fine. I when I go into something, I want to know something. If I'm in the tools department, or whether, like right now, I oversee installs, and that's just a whole different ballgame. And I can tell you how many people professionally that can't read a tape measure boggles my mind.
Not good.
So, but other than that, I'm excited. There's a couple games coming out in the next couple weeks. My wallet will be screaming at me that I'm excited for. So, Windrose is coming out. Is that Survival Crafter Pirate game comes out next week in early access. They just released that announcement today. Then another game that you may enjoy, Todd, put on your list is Far Far West.
Okay.
It's a 4-person co-op shooter. You're a robot mercenary in a Wild West theme.
First person or third person?
It's first person.
Okay.
you go out there and you have contracts that you have to
bounties
get through, and there is the nice thing, but the funny thing about that, it's kind of an extraction at the same time, because you get to the end of the contract, you complete it, then all of a sudden all the like zombies, like a zombie horde, until you get to the train to get you out of there.
Sounds fun.
So, but it is fun. It's a lot of fun. It's $25 when it's coming out in early access in a couple weeks. So
what's the name of the game again? One more time.
Far West.
Okay, I'll look for it.
It is absolutely fun.
It's funny. Kingsley, I was talking to Kingsley about his visit on your show, and I don't think you guys know how many different games I play now. You guys wouldn't recognize me. I don't only play Destiny anymore.
I've been following at a distance, watching you play other games.
I got you. Well, it's good to hear from you, man.
But yeah, I think Rodimus knows.
I'm so glad you came on tonight, man. We always have such a great time when you're on the show, man. We always like getting some really good conversations. So thanks, man. Life is good, man. That sounds good. I'd like to hear it. All right, Fluffy. How's those two girls doing, man? Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about your dogs. How about your other two girls? You got 2 dogs and 2 girls.
I do have 2 dogs and 2 girls.
Yes.
No, dude, life's good. Let's see. Rodimus hit on the podcast stuff, and that's going well, man. We're like into our 9th year now. And we absolutely did start off with the mentality of like, once we're not having fun, we're not going to do it anymore. It was never about numbers. It was never about money. We saw both of those things take out a lot of podcasts over the years, and we're just like, nope, like we're doing it because we enjoy doing it. We have real jobs. I will say though, it's like also like a super selfish thing, because there are plenty of nights where I'm like physically don't feel good, or maybe I mentally don't feel good. Like I had a bad day, something horrible happened, whatever. And like I get into my office and I have drapes that cover my windows and cover my doors, and like sound stuff. And you turn on that mic and you start talking to your friends and you're laughing, and man, I always walk out of this like office just in a great mood. Like there's something just amazing about it. So like I definitely enjoy doing the podcast thing. It's fun to hang out with a friend, and I got lucky with someone who I just vibe well with, right?
Yeah. So, There's something you mentioned that how you weren't having a good day and stuff, and you start talking with your friends. This brought me right back to when we first started our podcast, when it was me, Easy, and Hazel. And Easy used to just love coming on the show. He was lit up when he came on the show, because dude, I work all day, nobody games, and I get to talk to you guys, and I love talking about gaming. And it didn't work out for him because he had kids. My God, that man had kids. And he had to be an adult, man. It sucked, but that's just the way it goes sometimes in life. But it brought me right back to what Easy used to always tell me. He goes, man, I just love to sit and talk about games. And I could be having the worst day and talk with you guys about games, and it's just, everything's good. So I'm glad you're still having fun.
Really, it's really crazy how I'm batting like 100 out of 100 on that. 9 years into it. Video games. But I got injured. God, was it last year? Was it the year before? I don't know. Anyways, I think it was the year before. I got injured on a mountain bike, and that's initially what broke me away from Destiny and playing Destiny PvP. Was I got an injury to my arm, so I physically could not play M&K, and so I didn't play video games for like 2 or 3 months. And when I got back, I kind of was where you're at now, Todd, where you're trying different games and playing different games. And I got pretty good into Call of Duty. And then it was Native Raider who was like talking about Rivals and trying to get everyone to play Rivals, and you guys should come play Rivals. And I was super late to it. Like I don't think I started touching it till December, and it came out in October. But man, like it scratched that itch for me that I didn't have from not playing Crucible, and I've just been playing that pretty solid for about a year and 4 months now.
Nice.
I think the only game that really pulled me away in that time was Expedition 33.
That was a great game.
And I played that about halfway into the end game. And really enjoyed that. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Rivals. I did buy Ghost of Tsushima when it was on sale. I haven't booted it up yet, but I was very tempted to earlier this week, so I think it might be happening soon.
Nice.
And then Rodimus was talking about future games. I think Forza Horizons is gonna either get me to buy the game or buy Game Pass.
We are definitely buying it.
Don't you have did you have a pedal? I thought you said you had a pedal and a wheel. Did you have a pedal and a wheel?
I do. So yeah,
Nice,
I'll touch on that. So when I bought my pedal and wheel, this was the start of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I got it like right before COVID hit, and I wanted a force feedback wheel. So that was like my big thing, was like, I want something that I can put on my desk and do force feedback. And I think for me, I might go back to controller for Forza Horizons. I think for a wheel setup, and granted, I am a snob about this because I did racing for 5 years. Like, I ran race car events for 5 years. I was very involved in doing track sports for 5 years. I raced a WRX and a Miata during those 5 years. So I enjoy driving. I really love driving. I need a seat, I need a shifter, and I need good pedals. And I don't have that. Like, I have good force feedback wheel, but my pedals suck. The plastic is light. I have to hold it down with one foot and gas and brake with the other. And it's just lame. And so I think I'm going back to controller. And I'm just going to play controller on PC for Forza Horizons. I think if I had more space in my office, I would buy a chair and just run it off my PC. But I just don't. I don't want to store a chair pedal setup, you know.
Yeah. Do you ever watch that movie? Go ahead.
I've been looking at those racing sim, like foldable setups where you can put your pedal and stuff in a monitor, and it's like I can spend my money out other places, but the wheel is definitely on my next to buy, especially a force feedback wheel. Because believe it or not, I want to go buy the NASCAR game and go play that. Nice. So.
I used to love Demolition, going around and just not worrying about.
If you want my force feedback wheel, man, and you want to pay for shipping, you can totally have it,
nice.
Bro.
We'll talk later.
On the show.
I have a client. His whole separate bedroom is one big giant racing rig. It's crazy, man. I started looking at it. It's like a cage around him. It's nuts, man. Did you guys?
One of the driving instructors that worked with me all the years that I was running events, he helped me because he was friends with the shop owner that fronted the insurance for our events.
Right.
But he also was a professional instructor, and he worked up at Brainerd Raceway in Minnesota, like at the high speed professional course, and he had racing sims in his house, and that's how he would train for races. And so people would hire him for training. Like, part of your race car training was going to his house and sitting on the sims and really like learning your car on every corner of the racetrack, and then you drive out to the racetrack, you know, whether it was Road of America or Virginia or whatever, and then run the track knowing what speed you're entering, what corners, and how you're doing it.
You guys ever watch that movie Gran Turismo from Sony?
Yes, 100%.
The guy, it's a true story. A guy was using a simulator like you're talking about, Fluffy, and he went to race in F1. It's just the craziest shit, man.
Yeah.
When you have force feedback, I guess you feel the same things they feel when you're on the road, you know?
Well, so the only thing that you don't get, which is like actually a really big deal, is you don't get the gravity.
Oh, that's true. The
so
G's.
you can simulate everything else. Like, you can simulate the force feedback. You can even add, like, if you have hydraulics, add like bumping, right? So your chair is moving.
Yeah.
But you never can simulate the G's, and that is a huge factor when you're actually racing, right? But yeah, force feedback is great, and I think pedals are great, and I think you can drive really well with the right tools, right? But also, just an Xbox controller is actually a really good controller to race with. You know, you have pedal distance, right? Your triggers have like a nice pedal distance, you know, like, I don't know.
That's cool, man. No,
I bought the a HyperX Xbox controller, and I could actually determine how far my
you can adjust
switches
your
go
travel.
back, right?
Yeah.
For shooters, you want really short throws. Yeah. For
Oh,
something with gradual, like a throttle or something, you want something that has a. Have you ever guys used they have adaptive triggers on the Call of Duty games? I played Call of Duty Zombies the first time when they had the PS5 adaptive triggers. Holy crap! You're pressing the triggers down, and they're literally just rattling like a real gun, and they're really hard to press, like the actual weapon is. I had to turn it off because it was too distracting. But damn it, that's come a long way in controllers, man. So. Well, man, it's good to hear from you, Fluffy. It's good to talk with you, man. I wish we could talk a lot more because it's just been too long. I know since we sat down, I guess what's been a couple years now since we had lunch together and over in New Smyrna.
Oh, since South Daytona, Florida. Yeah,
has it been a couple years?
Yeah, dude, probably 4 years at least. Probably,
dude. That was good times. Guy drove 5 hours to meet me, and I think I drew about an hour and a half. So I mean, he definitely had more sacrifice than I did when we met up, but never forget that, man. That was a good day. Kingsley Mack, what's going on in your life, man? Let us know. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? Having a lot of fun with gaming for sure, and still enjoying raiding in Destiny. I love how it's always a different experience every time going in because depending on the crew, you're either helping teach someone or you're trying to cover for someone that's
asleep.
Sure, I wasn't going to use that example, but that's an example too. Someone's better at killing ads or someone's better doing mechanics, then I like being flexible and filling into a different position.
I get you, man.
And as we all know, the newest raid is a lot of fun, Desert Perpetual, but maybe you'll talk about that more later. Oh, no, we didn't do that one this week. But anyways, other games, I've just been enjoying so much. And then I have a new one. I know you've heard of this game, but it's always been on my list, but I'll get to that in a second. But still really enjoying, of all the games I'm playing right now, to me, Diablo has the best end game because I really like the way I'm grinding into new builds and new characters each season. And they do it in a perfect, of all the games I've played with RNG and stuff in them, I feel like the carrot and the stick with Diablo is perfect. Like it's not too annoying getting the loot. And when you start kind of getting to that next level where it feels like maybe a little oppressive, they give you the carrot again, and then you can get some good loot and kind of get to that next level. But also Diablo has trading, and so you can always go that option if you want. And I've actually done some of my first trades ever. But anyways, Diablo's fun. I'm really looking forward to the new expansion coming out April 28th. So it's coming up here soon.
Nice, man. Now, does a story in, let me say Diablo? Yeah. Does a story in Diablo, does it build up to the season ending like a Destiny season?
Not the main story.
Okay,
no.
okay.
The seasonals do have stories,
like
but they're not usually directly related to the DLC.
So they have like a main campaign that you can play anytime, and then the seasonal stuff are the offshoots, right?
Yeah, and they actually have 2 campaigns now. They've already had one DLC. This is the second DLC coming out on April 28th. Yeah.
I might still give it a try. My mind has definitely been more open.
Did you do Path of Exile at all, Kingsley?
Path of Exile 2.
No, and I am slightly interested in that also for sure.
Yeah, if you like
Diablo's more for me, but because I know there's some differences between the two, but I definitely am interested in Path of Exile also.
So Path of Exile, the original one, there was a fan of Diablo 2, and when Diablo 3 came out, they were very upset with the direction that they went with Diablo 3. So they made Path of Exile as a almost homage to Diablo 2. And so it definitely has similar roots. So if you like Diablo, I would say when content gets stale, it might be worth trying out. Now I only played Path of Exile 1. Rodimus, did you play PoE 2? I know everyone in DPS was playing.
I have not. No, I'm not a big Diablo type game. Like I don't like the point
down.
Top down stuff. Now I do enjoy Baldur's Gate for the top down stuff, but that's a little different, I think, kind of game. But there is a couple guys over there in the Discord does play Path of Exile 2, and they're excited for the new stuff coming out. So
okay.
And I think I'd like it, but see, funny enough, I didn't not like Diablo 3, but also Diablo 4 is a lot better than Diablo 3.
Yeah.
I just kind of think Diablo 3 was a little different. Also really enjoying The Division. Year 8 just came out, season 1, but their year 8 whole roadmap, and they added a new weapon tier or weapon rarity in the game, and some new grindable modes. And what's really cool is they added some actual, like, not just seasonal content, but actual like mini DLC, like classified assignments. That's what it's called, and only one's out so far. But shout out to Zombie. I know he was in the chat earlier, but him, me, and Notorious grouped up and checked out the newest classified assignment. It's kind of like a covert op. It's like a mission, but a little more involved. You go in and there's like puzzles you can do too, but of course gunfights.
Yeah.
And we figured out it was so fun to do a classified assignment on day 1 and not have the guides and figure out where all the hidden collectibles were. And we were like pulling books on bookshelves and doing little puzzles to kind of figure out ways to open the secret door and do the whole mission. So that was a lot of fun there. So still having fun with that.
Get back in Division 2, but like, there's too much coming out right now for me to get in there.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, there is a lot. And it kind of brings me to my new main thing, and I'm still enjoying Crimson Desert a little bit, but I haven't put much time into it because I know that I can just come back to it at any point. I love it. I absolutely love it. And again, they came out with another huge update. It's only been a couple weeks, and just the amount of updates this game has, like totally changing the game too, like doing all these cool things that generally people are always happy about. I haven't been hearing complaints about these updates at all. But it's a great game. I love it. But I started up, Warframe.
I saw you playing that. What do you think of it?
Have you ever played before?
No, I never.
Oh man, you're down a deep rabbit hole, brother.
Dude, that was the game that I learned how to play mouse and keyboard on. It was that and what was the Overwatch ripoff, Paladins?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's good. I think I would have always liked it, but I think it's also good coming into it right now, down the road where there's so much time and experience in the game. And
you got a fortune of time.
And and a lot of content and stuff. And, also, like, I wouldn't normally be into free-to-play games, and I still might get a little annoyed by the time gating. Now, of course, the way this game does free-to-play is a million times better than most games that do free-to-play. So maybe I'll probably be okay with the I think I was saying, like, I think the people are going to have the most problems with Warframe is not the people that can't play it a lot or the people that have 1 million hours to grind. They're going to be fine either way. But the people in the middle that are impatient, that I have to wait for this to craft. I'm going to buy a skip or whatever, you know what I mean? But anyways, I've been having a lot of fun, tons of fun. There's tons of things to do in that game for me, of course. And like you've alluded to in the past, Todd, and Scarlett just mentioned something, but that's what I like about the game. I love that it's fast. Okay. I freaking love that. Like, some people can't handle it, but I love, because that's one of my big complaints about Crimson Desert. I always say that backwards.
I don't know why you do that.
I don't know why either, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Okay. But it'll be a Kingsleyism.
The movement kind of sometimes seems a little sluggish and slow, although they've made it faster over time. But Warframe, holy cow, Destiny's going to seem slow now because you just zip around in Warframe, and I'm loving it so far. So
that's good, man.
Not too much to say there otherwise, other than it's going good. I also did buy, shout out to Bell, but I did buy the Founders Pack for Soulframe, $30.
I do enjoy Soulframe. Soulframe is good.
And Soulframe is totally kind of different, but like I haven't gotten that far into it, but it's like a medieval fantasy type game by the same developers. Right. So far, it seems more like open world than Warframe, right? Is that how you would explain it? Or not really open world, but
I've not played Warframe, so I can't compare it to that. But
yeah,
it's a little bit of an open world, but I think it's still a closed world.
Well, even Warframe has a little bit of open. Yeah, but anyways, enjoying the Soulframe 2. I don't have time for all this, but in a way, I do have time because I'm empty nester and my job is somewhat flexible. So I'm in a point in my life where luckily I have time to play a lot of video games.
Not jealous at all.
I could go on more, but we're already running late, and this is still talking more than I normally have. But I just really wanted to mention Warframe and
man.
enjoying it.
I saw you playing that. I was like, oh my God, is he actually playing Warframe? What the hell?
I questioned that the other day too when I saw it. I'm like,
I took a double take. I was like, okay, all right.
Well,
It's
I was
fun,
never
man.
opposed to trying it, and then I think it was Tech and Allocate that were talking to me about it one night, and I already know some things about it from other people talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm finally going to download it and give it a try. So I did.
Nice, man. Cool. That's awesome, man. You're playing more games. I'm playing more games. What the hell's going on? Is it we in the upside down? What the hell's going on here?
Well, this isn't that weird for me. I've always kind of played,
always been.
Even when I play Destiny a lot, I would still take time out to play the latest Assassin's Creed.
You would. Oh yeah.
Games. Yeah.
I remember that. That's right. Not a whole lot for me this week. Just Arc Raiders all the time. You know me, man. I latch onto a game and I shake it for all I can. I mean, every time I have any few minutes, let's go on a run. Let's go on a run. I'd see if I can get some olives this time in the olive grove without getting killed. Anyway, yeah, my wife and I did see a movie at the theater last night. I got to talk about this movie, man. It's called The Drama. It's an A24 movie, Kingsley. It stars Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. And man, my wife was even saying this last night. Zendaya is a fantastic actress. It's about a young couple when they share one terrible thing they've done in the past. It's like a party game with a couple other friends of theirs. They find out something so disturbing that one of them admits to. I gave it away. She is a little drunk. It kind of reshapes how how everyone sees that person. And the movie just continues to unravel until there's a final scene. I want to spoil it, but there's a final scene that just kind of leaves you tearing up a little bit. I really like this movie. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 76, IMDb a 7.5, which is pretty solid. And I agree. 4 stars for me. Very good movie. Of course, it is yet another gem from A24. I love that they take on these independent movie projects and stuff. And there's another one coming out called The Back Room, which I saw the preview to that. And this looks like another crazy, like a Inception type movie. I can't wait to see what it's about, but it's so mysterious. I can't even tell you what it's about, but other than it's a back room in the back of a furniture store that goes into like a portal or somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, I'll let you know once I see that one. Arc Raiders, man. I can see easily putting 200 hours into this game. And I don't think I'm going to do the expedition. I don't think I'm going to. I don't have any interest in wiping all my gear and starting over again. I'm just going to enjoy the game, enjoy playing a new game and being in these worlds and stuff. And of course, our raid group, shout out to our raid group, Rona Red Lion, Allocate, Sin, Zombie Pops, and of course, Kingsley Mac. We hung out in the final Salvation's Edge encounter last week, trying to learn it. And we went for hours, couple hours. And finally it was just late. It was a holiday weekend. I think a lot of us were tired, even though Kingsley says he wasn't. And Sin actually
don't speak for me, Ricky.
I'm not putting you under the bus, but Sin actually fell asleep.
He did.
Yeah, he actually fell asleep. So that's why I was kind of, hey, I got to get my jabs in while I can, because he's always shoulder charging me off the map and stuff. So hey, before we go tonight, we got a time for just a couple questions here, mainly because they're kind of geared to our co-host tonight. So I want to read these really quick. Danger Powers had a couple here. I heard a rumor that Rodimus and Fluffy were going to be on the show, so I needed to ask these very important questions. Question for the show: why can't the professor on Gilligan's Island fix a hole in a boat if he can construct a radio out of a coconut? I always wondered this too. What the hell, man? They can't fix a patch. They can't patch a boat. And he makes a radio out of it. I remember that episode. I guess that's a question directed at you, Rodimus and Fluffy.
If you put your mind to something, you can do it. Maybe they want to be stuck on that island for a little bit, kind of like that Survivors, whatever.
Well, there would be a show. Wouldn't be a show, right?
It's true, right?
Even if they couldn't patch the hole in the boat, why couldn't they just make a boat?
There you go. They had lumber trees, everywhere. Right?
There was trees. Yep.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. He made a radio out of a coconut. Anyway, he follows up. How much sawdust can you put into a Rice Krispie treat before someone starts to notice? I guess this is an inside joke.
I have no idea.
Okay.
We've been doing like stupid, like questions that make you think too hard, but they're so simple. I'm saying you could probably go away with like 15% of the Rice Krispie can be sawdust before you notice it.
Yeah, I think like, especially if you like masked it with like a artificial flavoring or more sugar to the recipe, you know, something to like sweeten it up, you could really like sneak in a lot more sawdust if you wanted to. I really like Rice Krispie treats.
I'm hungry now.
Like it's definitely a guilty pleasure, but if it's not like a gooey fresh one, dude, I'd rather just not eat it. Like if I took a bite of a sawdust one, I would probably just be like, and then just walk away from it. So like it really depends on your audience too.
Danger had another question. He says, have you ever had a nemesis? If not, what qualities do you want in one? Well, I would want one that's somewhat intelligent, kind of like a mental chess game, I would think. Yeah, that's what I would.
He'd be dumb as rocks, so I can get over it real quickly.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. I had a TikTok comment on one of my TikTok accounts, and the guy was like, I don't know what it is. He couldn't even spell right. I was like, dude, you're not even worth arguing with. Anyway, what do you guys see? What is your nemesis, and what would you see if you don't have one?
So I had a nemesis. It was when I lived in Ohio. There was this guy I knew.
You mean the great state of Ohio?
Yeah, I don't want to throw him under the bus. We'll just call him Greg. Okay. And this nemesis of mine, he looked like a Timo. Oh my God, he looked like a Temu Drew Carey, and he was from Ohio. And this guy was a chef, and like we lived together in this story. And he'd always criticize my mac and cheese because he was a professional chef. And I'm like, bro, it's like literally straight out of the box Spiral's mac and cheese, because regular noodles are for crazy people. Spiral's is where it's at. And Greg was my nemesis. I mean, and that's not his real name. That's to make sure that no one knows who I'm talking about. And
what's his fake last name?
I can't tell you. It would be dangerous.
That is true, Jenny Kent.
And it was a dark time in my life. And he'll probably never listen to this part of the episode, so it was all for nothing.
He was here earlier. I mean,
he was here earlier.
You were talking about.
Allegedly.
This
guy.
Yeah. Kingsley, have you ever had a nemesis?
No, I don't have an answer for that. I like what Rodimus said. I want them to be dumb so I can just be over it.
Yeah, like
it's a waste of your time to have
TikTok commenter. Yeah,
you're doing life wrong if that's your priorities.
We'll go with one more here. This one, one of our patrons asked today. I promise I'd answer it for him. What is the worst thing you saw or smelled during doing pest control? And the worst thing I smelled was at an office one time. There was a smell coming from a drop ceiling and a little stain coming through. And this was an aluminum company that makes aluminum, and they distribute it. It's just a warehouse in a little office. And the guy says, I said, dude, I don't really do rodents. I don't take rodents away, but they were a big customer. And I said, this one time I'll do it. So I poked my head up in there. I kid you not, man, the biggest rat I've ever seen. This rat was the size of a full-size cat. Jesus. And it was just laying there on the side. And I said, okay, let's see if it's moving first. And I pulled it over, and the giant flesh fly maggots just poured out of it. And they were falling all over in the office down below. Worst thing I ever smelled. Okay, now worst thing I've ever seen in pest control literally could have been a horror house. A horror house, not a whorehouse. I had to make sure I justify that. I went into a house. It was a rental, and I don't know what it is about some renters. They never vacuum or wipe or clean food off anything.
Humans are being humans.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, I go in there and I can smell it. I can smell German roaches. They have a sweet smell, and unless you've been around it enough, Zombie knows what I'm talking about. You can kind of go in a restaurant and go, not eating here. The salmonella just walking everywhere in here. Anyway, I go in there, and the roaches, there's so many German roaches clinging to the walls and all over the floors. and there was a t-shirt pinned on the end of a like a island, and I peeled back the t-shirt, and it was a solid, I'm talking solid filled in a t-shirt shape with Sherman roaches, and they were crawling up the walls, and they were falling down underneath my shirt, crawling down in my back and stuff. And yeah, I'm sure Zombie, when he's on the show next time, can share one of his horror stories. But yeah, that's just want to answer that question for Mr. Miklo, who asked that this morning. All right, before we go, I know we're running late. In honor of DPS, I want to do a top 10 tonight because I've always wanted to do one. You know, I missed the top 10s from Johnny Carson and David Letterman back in the late shows where they were always entertaining and they always put a comedic twist to them. But this is going to be more of a guessing game. What I'm going to list tonight is what, and you've probably already done this one, Rodimus, is what are the top 10 most life-changing inventions in the past 50 years. This is according to a Pew Research sentiment poll of Americans. And it's basically what Americans consistently rank as having the highest impact on their daily lives. That's the key. So
Rodimus is looking up the list.
This, shoot, I forgot to pull it up. Hold on.
Rodimus,
rule number one, you got to pull the damn list up so you can see it.
Send him the link.
Oh my God. There it goes. I got it. Okay. All right. You said phones. Yes. A smartphone is number one. Specifically the iPhone from 2007. All right, that covers number one.
Wait, why the iPhone? Never mind.
It just said specifically the iPhone is what they got from this. But anyway, what else?
That's because people who buy into iPhones are the ones that also answer random surveys.
You're probably right. Might be right. I know Kingsley knows a bunch of these. I mean, we wouldn't be here today if a lot of these things.
Enjoy your Samsung Glass on your iPhone.
Yeah.
I'm really not a phone, like I don't care what people use. Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
I grew up on Android, so I won't go on iPhone. So
penicillin. Is penicillin an invention?
In the last 50 years, I don't think that qualifies because it's not in the last 50 years.
Was it not?
Obviously that was a life-changing invention, obviously, yeah. It's just in the past 50 years. I'll give you a date. 1976 or newer.
Oh,
Yes.
acid?
Me, I was born in 77, so I'm obviously, good for the world.
I'll give you a hint.
GPS.
Yes. GPS is number 4. Global positioning sensor. System, I mean.
Satellite.
Global positioning system is what they said, GPS.
Right.
Satellites, no, it's not listed.
No, I mean, GPS can also stand for it because they are satellites.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. That was what I say. That was number 4. So we have 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Robotics. Because I'm thinking like hospitals, but really like, hospital surgery, robotics, stuff like that. But really just in general, robotics.
It is. All right, I'm going to give you it. Number 5 is general artificial intelligence from 2022 to present. And you can include robotics in that, sure, because they have to use AI probably. Maybe. No, JD Ken, it's not Viagra.
Yeah, and that was probably older than 50 years too. So.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The computer?
Yes, personal computers is number 6 from 1977 to 84, as they're talking about. That's
yes. So it's 70s.
So we have.
Let's say
Go ahead.
Digital music or digital movie, something like digital media.
Streaming technology is number 8. That's the Netflix specifically in 07, YouTube in 2005. And the shift from physical media to digital streaming transformed the entertainment industry and how Americans consume news, culture, and
it went digital before it was streaming, if you want to be technical.
That's true. Yeah. Well, you could say, like the MP3 player, yeah. But it's not.
Email?
Nope. Email is not.
Wow, this list is bullshit.
And
now you know how it feels.
You said cell phones.
You already said cell phones.
Okay.
Google.
What's that?
Google.
No, you need to be a little more broad.
Okay.
Search engines. Internet.
Yes, the World Wide Web in 1989. the
Thanks, Bill
internet.
Gates.
While the internet existed earlier in the military, yep, the World Wide Web. That's number
Yeah,
2, by the way.
The internet's been around since the 60s, technically,
Well,
but
with the
I didn't know they were
military.
going to go with World Wide Web in the 90s. That's why I didn't say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more accessible in the 90s, though. I think that's
Oh,
where
yeah,
they're
I
getting
know,
at.
sure.
I know, but
Good old AOL CDs.
so
We're-
that's how they got
let's-
around that 76 limit by saying World Wide Web.
All right, we're missing number 3. We're missing number 9 and 10. 3, 9, and 10 we're missing.
And this is 70s to present, huh?
76 and sooner.
Did Barry White come out after 70s?
Barry White was before that.
Digital camera.
Nope, not listed.
Space shuttle.
Nope, it's not listed. I have a few honorable mentions, 3 honorable mentions, but those aren't in them. I'm sure it's on the list somewhere.
like
I'll give you a hint.
the
1991.
plastics. Well, I was going to say the plastics that they put in fabric to make like sweat wicking fabrics and materials.
I know where you're going there. A rayon. Yeah, no, that's not it. It was invented in 1991. That helps.
NWA.
No. Rap music is not considered in this.
No, not
equation.
rap music, just NWA.
Oh, NWA.
Actually, I think they were like late 80s, not.
Yeah, I think so
Right.
too.
Yeah.
I love the answer.
Oh, Twins won the World Series.
No.
Is that the life
No,
changing?
it's not life.
Okay.
Not a, remember, it affects
Are you
their
sure?
daily lives, Fluffy.
I got a Homer Hanky, man. Like I can
Homer
wear that
Hanky,
shit around
really?
anywhere.
Oh my God.
Always the man, for sure.
Smartwatch.
Nope. How can I say this? It's related to the internet. It was invented in 1994.
Jeez. Wait, you said 91. 94.
No,
or 91?
well, yeah, number 10. That's number 9. Number 10 was invented in 1991.
All right, and we said the computer. We just got
Yep.
the general computer, right?
Yeah, these are general technology, general inventions.
Nirvana CD. Does that count?
No, that would nope.
LED
listen.
light bulb.
Telescope.
Nope. It's not on here.
No, that was a long time
This
ago.
is just remember. This is very general. Very general.
We're saying general things too.
Oh, dude, the Miata. The Miata came out in 1991. Oh my God.
That's it. We're done. Turn the lights off. We're done. Out of here. Think 1994. Think 1994. Let's go there first.
De La
Doesn't
Soul.
help.
What if you wanted a book?
Oh, Amazon.
Amazon. E-commerce, 1994, and Amazon was the first one there. That's number 9. Number 10, still invented in 1991. You haven't answered yet. And number 7 was invented in 2020. Keep in mind,
Chat rooms?
2020.
2020.
Is it the Nokia cell phone that's indestructible?
No.
It might be. Well,
Well,
the problem is like
I used
the
to own
people
one of
that
those.
don't know. The people that don't know. So the people answering the survey probably don't know about the Nokia phones, and it's
Probably
better
not.
that we don't let them know so they don't survive.
Oh. All right. So we've got number 1, smartphone. Number 2, World Wide Web. Number 3 is still unanswered. Number 4 is GPS. Number 5, I gave it to you, robotics, general artificial intelligence. Number 6, personal computers. We still don't know number 7. Number 8 was streaming technology. Number 9 was e-commerce. And number 10, you still haven't mentioned.
Is-
PlayStation?
What's that?
The PlayStation?
No. Me more-
Wi-Fi or cordless telephones?
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yes, that's number 3, 1997 Wi-Fi. All right, so you've
I'm
got,
still thinking 91.
see. Oh no, 91 still
We didn't
needs to
get
be
that one
answered.
yet, right?
Still needs to be answered, yeah. So you got all of them except number 7 and number 10. Number 7 and number 10. Number 7, I'll just say, was invented in 2020.
COVID
Nope.
vaccines.
Yes. The mRNA vaccine technology is number 7. Was invented in 2020.
That was invented before 2020.
Probably, but
People just learned about it
I
in
guess.
2020.
That's when they actually started using it, maybe? I don't know. All right, so we still got number 10.
The dude that invented it, I think, worked at the U of M, and he had like patents on it like a while ago.
Yeah.
Before that, it's just when it became popular.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's change that to the first usage, maybe, but not invented.
Right.
First mass.
All right, so we have number 10 still, invented in 1991. Think toys.
Toys.
I got to give you a broad one here. I can't give it to you.
Nerf guns?
No.
Water was Super Soaker.
Remember an invention.
An inventive
Affects
toy?
daily lives.
Is it like an adult toy?
Could be. it is an adult toys. Yes.
Was it the WWF Wrestling Buddies?
No. I remember
was
those.
it Mr. Stretch?
Mr.
Armstrong?
Stretch. Yeah, just thought about that. I used to love that damn thing.
Was it like Magic the Gathering? Was it WoW? Were they playing WoW back then?
It's an invention.
I think they were.
It's a technology that makes people's
WoW
lives
is
easier.
its own technology,
In
man. People
1991.
are still paying for it.
What's that? What'd you say?
It's a toy and a technology?
No, I said
Or are we off of toy?
it could possibly be used in toys.
Rechargeable batteries.
I'll give you it. It's lithium-ion batteries, 1991.
Yeah, that totally counts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rechargeables.
okay.
Yes.
And it does. Yes, it is used in adult toys. I hear they're used in adult toys. No, that's
you're better off probably buying the ones.
I would have
with
just
the
said it was
USB-C
involved in
plug.
electronics.
I know. I
bet,
went toys
computers are
because
more than toys were.
I went toys because my grandson has all these toys and they're all rechargeable. It seems so. You have to.
Well, but they had other rechargeable before lithium ion.
Oh yeah. Well, I know nickel cadmium, but he was close enough. I didn't want to dance around it. Honorable mention: social media, Facebook and Twitter, MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, and cloud computing were the honorable mentions. So you got.
When did they say cloud computing was invented?
No, they don't have a date for allowing a storage. They don't have a date there.
Because no one knows.
The social media thing is an interesting one. I don't know if that's a technology to better.
I agree. I don't know if it betters people's lives or not.
I don't know if that's a better or an advancement.
Hard to say.
Or maybe you can advance it like
I
in the
remember
wrong
smoking
direction.
my clothes at a Denny's, rearranging my MySpace top 8.
Oh my God.
Bro. Yeah. Fun fact.
Or what music to play when you visit my page.
Oh
when MySpace was around, I was doing a lot of hip hop, and we made the top 10 music charts for MySpace for a week with Mr. Mac Miller and Tila Tequila.
Oh my God.
For like plays. I was on that digital marketing, man. I knew how to pull those clicks back in the day.
Might have browsed your site at one point. I always thought MySpace was a little gimmicky for my style, but I did view some MySpace pages.
Never did MySpace.
Yeah, I was. It was like late teens, early 20s when that came out for me.
When did cell technology come out? I guess they're putting that under phones.
70s to 80s. That's
70s.
when it first came out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would think that should be on the list.
Cell phones became more like common use when I was in 5th grade.
And I'm thinking lithium-ion batteries. I'm thinking those portable phones that everybody had attached to a landline base. God, those were everywhere in the 90s. I thought 1991, it came right to me. Yeah. That's when I married.
The little extension thing.
Yeah.
Dude, and the antenna. Like you could hear your neighbor's conversations.
Exactly, because they were so freaking powerful. Dude, the cell phones back then were so many wattage. I'm sure there's people who got cancer from holding those damn things. Oh my God. I remember I had the phone. It was a case phone that you carried around and you could put it in your truck and plug it into the lighter and you put that thing. I mean, dude, you never had a drop call. It's like so powerful.
Your car phone was stuck to your car. You couldn't
leave it. Remember that too?
Yeah.
Remember that too?
Everyone that I knew, though, except maybe one person that had the car phone built into the car, never paid for it or used it because it didn't make sense by the time cell phones were out, you know?
Yeah. They're like, you can't use it.
Yeah, like it's there, but it's more expensive and not as great as as just getting a cell phone.
I remember riding with my uncle. He was my boss when I first did pest control, and he had a really nice, professionally installed system in his car where you could talk, hands-free and stuff. I thought that was the greatest thing. And then finally, by the time I got it, that's when cell phones were, you could bring them anywhere. You didn't have to have them charged or plugged into something, you know, or I don't know. It was pretty cool though. They had that.
Tell me you're old without telling me you're old.
Yeah, I'm old. I was around for the first cell phone, definitely. You know how many Razor phones I owned? I gave to my employees back in the aughts. Oh my God. And they gave us to them. They gave us new ones like every couple of years, like candy. They just keep giving us new phones. You never paid for them like you do now. But anyway, that's dating myself a little bit, but I still have a Motorola Razor in its box, still in my office here somewhere. If I look for it, figure it might get some money down the road.
My first cell phone was a 94. I was a senior in high school.
Dude, I was way out of high school by then. I was running a business when I got my first cell phone.
I know, you're older.
Coolest thing. It was the coolest thing ever, man. I was married in 92 and I started my business in 95, but the internet were just happening. It was just happening then. It's amazing how far we've come. That's for sure.
Oh, I was using the internet in the late 80s.
A couple comments here from Twitch. JD Kent said Backroom is based on a YouTube video by a 16-year-old. That's good to know, man. That's good to know. It's a weird ass movie, man. And he said he couldn't fix the hole in the boat because his degree was in electrical engineering, not marine technology. And shipbuilding is a separate vocation. And he said,
sure. He couldn't build a perfect boat, but
exactly.
like to say
something that floats.
To say that group of people was not intelligent enough to actually make something that floats. But then you do have the thing like ocean travel is like super treacherous.
Yes.
So they probably like, regardless of the boat, they're probably dying of dehydration before they get anywhere anyways.
This will definitely date me, but I remember there was an episode where they tried to make a raft and they didn't get very far. The waves would beat the shit out of it and it fell apart before they could get out of the barrier island area of the island they were on. So good times. JD Kent said I had a cheap relative that gave me an AOL free disc for Christmas one year. Yeah. Yeah. God, I was tired of getting those in the mail, man. I was whipping those things in the trash can as fast as I could get them.
They were super cool to a point, but then they kept sending them after no one was using them. You know, like, and then it started being like in the junk mail. But like when they first came out, dude, like getting like free AOL hours, like
I remember getting
BB gun targets.
I remember getting Netflix, and I was like, man, what the hell? I'm actually sending a CD in the mail. How's people not ripping this shit off? You know. He had one more comment. JD Kent did. He said, if you had a police scanner in the 90s, you could listen to everyone in your neighborhood's phone calls. That's wild. You're definitely dating yourself, JD Kent. No, I thought that'd be a good list because I mean we wouldn't be here right now talking amongst each other if we didn't have these inventions. So thanks for playing along with it, guys. Hey, that's our show, guys. That's everything tonight. I know we ran a little bit long. Me and Kingsley saw it coming. We talked to good friends. Conversations can go.
Did you? I saw it coming.
We always when we're having a good time with our guests, it always goes a little longer. It's always a good thing. But want to thank you guys for coming tonight. Fluffy, let me start with you, man. Plug your podcast out there and tell us where everybody can find you. Talk about your Discord, all that stuff, man.
Sure. We are Potato Thumbs Podcast. Been talking video games for a while. Started as Destiny Podcast. Now we just show up and hit record and things happen. We play different games. I like PvP stuff. Rob likes single player games and card games, strategy games, all sorts of stuff. But we keep it pretty chill and fun. We're really lucky. Our Discord's pretty drama free. Nice. So if you're like a just regular adult, you're welcome to join. And if not, I wish you well in your journey of growing as a human. We're everywhere that podcasts can be found.
Thanks, man. Thanks again for coming on tonight. I know it was a long one. You'd think we'd be done with 3-hour podcast, but I guess not. I guess we're not done yet.
Dude, it's so funny. Like when you were saying the past 50 years, like I, for some reason, was thinking like the past, like the 1900s. So I'm like, oh, medicine. And then you guys started talking. I'm like, oh, right. The past 50 years is like the 70s. And yeah.
Well, yeah. I just threw 50 years out there just to see what it would throw out and figured it was a good time frame where you guys might remember some stuff. So Mr. Rodimus, how can people find you, sir, in your podcast, in your community?
You can find us where all the podcasts are at. Search up DPS Dudes Playing Stuff. Feel free to come by the Discord. Biggest rule is don't be an asshole.
There you go.
Pretty much that's it. Know your audience, and anyone's welcome to come hang out with us. We do play a lot of the friend slops. We do play a lot of the indie games. We're always trying something new. If you want to make your wallet scream at you, come hang out. If you don't, stay away.
I definitely think like you guys have something special too in your community because you guys play like a ton of games, but everyone's like always super positive and super friendly, very welcoming. Like everyone's having a good time. It's not like an intimidating community to join.
No, absolutely not. Everyone's
and it's cool. Yeah, and again, like just be an adult and you'll be fine.
We have like people's wives on there that don't even play video games hanging out with us. So.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. What started as what, like 9 friends?
Yep.
Yep.
So, but for the 5 of Us podcast, people come in and out.
Yeah.
So it's been a journey. It's been fun. We're going to continue doing it. We're having fun with it. There are some weeks where like, we're not feeling it. We're not going to record this week. And we're not sticking to like, we must record every week. We don't feel it. We don't feel it.
Good way to do it. There's no pressure that way. I look forward to Thursdays. I just like irritating Kingsley sometimes. I'm just kidding.
Wait, what? I was asleep.
Nothing.
You're asleep.
Damn it.
Old man taking a nap over
always
here.
punches back.
But for the record, I saw this podcast going 3 hours the minute I saw who else was on with me.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Always a good time. I was so looking forward to this week. I just hadn't talked to you guys in a while. So, Kingsley, before we go, any shout outs, man?
Yeah, I really appreciate the guests tonight. I love the calming, smooth, dulcet tones of Fluffy Fingers.
Absolutely. It's that damn hair.
Definitely. No, for sure. It's fun talking, and definitely love Rodimus, and thanks for the invite on the show on Tuesday. Loved being on that show. So if anyone listening to this, don't listen to DPS. Well, both everyone's podcast, of course, but just listen to them all.
Excellent.
Your episode will probably be out Sunday or Monday. So
I can't wait to hear it. It's going to be good, man. It'll be good. Thank you, everybody who hung out in Twitch and YouTube and in our Discord live stage tonight. If you do want to join our community, remember it is discord.gg/Guardian Down Roundtable. And I'll just say this before we leave. Whether in life or in your game, get your reps in. Later, Guardians. And we are...